Let me tell you a story. I ate some cheese once, and it was worth it.
I ate some cheese once. It's a
and it was worth it.
That's the podcast. That's how we started this episode.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is our TED Talk. I ate some cheese once,
And
and
it was
from
worth
there,
once.
Never again.
Never again.
and from there, it but once again, I don't think One Piece is. I think it's an amazing anime. I think it's a big credit to DBZ because, like I said, all of your power ups, everything you hear, it's all the noises that were used.
We
in
know
DBZ.
that Oda definitely loves.
They all do.
They
all
all
did.
love and appreciate. And the work of Akira Toriyama is what inspired Oda with One Piece, which makes me feel like One Piece is really just a journey to the West in a long form.
Well, that's what Dragon Ball was.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hit the same beats though.
It doesn't.
It can be inspired by it, but it's not necessarily an
The journey
analog.
to the West is
I don't think
incredibly long. And listen, because I'm a firm believer that the Monkey King is probably the most goated god to ever have been written. And
I feel like Luffy is supposed to be like
Bro's
the
name
Monkey
is
King.
literally Monkey.
Yeah, Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah, it's done on purpose. But Son Goku is named after, the Great King's Nimbus. It was called Son Goku.
Yeah,
so
and he was also supposed to be
it was a big
after the Monkey King
the
himself.
Monkey King, yeah.
That's why he has the staff.
the staff.
Ghost on the Ox.
And I think,
Whatever episode this is.
We back.
Yeah. No free promo here.
No free promo.
Yeah, what? Fucking, we're not promoting them unless we're getting a check.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Keep it. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Logos this way.
Keep the logos turned.
You know what it is.
Except
You know
for
what
Dirty
it
South.
is.
Come to Dirty South.
Yeah.
come
Thank
to
you to
Dirty
Dirty
South
South for letting us come and film and record here.
Guys,
really appreciate that.
Open mics at Dirty South Bar.
We have open mics on Mondays. Yep.
Karaoke's on Thursday.
Heck yeah.
What else goes on?
Alcohol every day.
Alcohol
every day.
every
Fridays is ladies'
water.
night. Saturdays, we just be having live DJs and music. It's a lot of fun.
And guess what?
And
you can
kombucha.
consume nicotine in here.
Yeah.
As long as it's digital.
As
By the
long
way,
as
I know
it's
this is like
digital
the worst
nicotine.
possible time to ask you. I have another kombucha.
Oh yeah,
What?
you want another kombucha?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
bro, that's totally fine, bro. Hold
Can
on.
I get a Red
Hold
Bull
on.
as well, please?
Yeah, actually, can we just keep this in?
You can take these with you. This is wireless. You take that with you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
use it.
It's fine. I'm gonna. Okay, wait. Kombucha,
Yes.
Just a Red Bull.
Rebel.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Podcast. We had Nemo here. He's over there now, but you saw him a second ago.
Nemo is an amazing DJ with a beautiful voice. He sings like an angel, but he doesn't like people to know that. So I have to say this as he walks away while he's not here, because if he hears me, he'll get upset.
He
Well, no, if he-
is
he's
a
got-
great singer, but he refused to do it.
This is what we call the
We had
preamble.
to fight him to sing.
But see, this is what we call a preamble to a compliment sandwich, as they call it in the corporate world.
We have
Because
to
right
tear him
now,
down before we build him up again.
this amount of glaze, I don't think y'all understand, is that this amount of glaze is wholly necessary for these two to not get into a fucking fist fight once we start actually talking about anime proper.
Once we start
For the
talking
episode,
about Legend of
so-
Korra, this is the only thing. This is the barrier keeping us from
So he
killing
just needs to
and
make
destroying
sure
the
that he
universe.
knows the love and the respect is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just I just think Korra's a piece of shit.
And you're right.
See, he has a lot of wrong opinions.
I don't know if you
about
can hear
Korra.
him, but he does not like Korra.
Even more right opinions, I would say.
I think she's
Korra saved countless lives on the day of Armageddon.
I've seen her life get saved countless times.
I've seen that too. I've seen Aang
I
get
didn't see
saved.
her save anybody.
I've seen Aang get saved by people.
Ooh.
He got saved by the people that got him out of the ice.
But he actually rose himself out of the ice. They just happened to be there when he did it.
Yeah, but if they weren't there, he would have been like, "Where the fuck am I? Who am I? What is this?"
I think he would have managed. He was in the Avatar state for 100
Nah,
years.
he doesn't know anything.
He doesn't know anything, but he
without
knew how to
his
hold
crew, he
himself
wouldn't-
in an
without his
ice
crew,
water
he wouldn't have
with him
been
and his
Gucci
bison.
Prada.
He kept his bison alive
We
for
wouldn't have
100
been Gucci
years.
Prada. He lost his bison.
He lost
He's
it?
lost his bison to
He
slaves.
lost it. He lost is a strong word.
He lost his
You mean he
bison to
lost it when he was in the
slaves.
lost temple that nobody else went to, not even Korra, that Toph held up with her bare hands
I
Yeah.
did not
and
watch
held it.
Legend of Korra.
And literally sandbenders
Neither did
came
I,
and
but I'm
took
going to
Appa
interject.
away.
Wow, what a good bender.
Woo.
Wow,
Who?
nice avatar.
Who's a good bender? What do you mean he was in the library looking for something to help
Nice.
save the world? You know, something like Korra struggled to
Wow.
do her entire
How
time being
many
the Avatar?
how many elements could he bend at that point?
How many elements?
Yeah.
I mean, he mastered all of them in a year.
But
so
and
I
at
mean,
that
you
point,
tell
how
me,
much?
your avatar couldn't master wind. Like, damn.
He
like,
mastered 3 by the time she was 3.
who cares?
What?
But what was it good for though?
cares?
He was literally born at a time where like all of his people were murked, killed. It was basically a Jew born into a Nazi situation and then being like, now get around all the Jews.
I would say
like get
that's
around all
true.
the Nazis that are like running around trying to fucking kill you.
I'll say that's true.
Like, what do you like? Korra literally did not have to deal with anything. This man Aang had a target on his back from jump.
So you telling me
From
he had
jump.
that target on the back from jump, and what did he do?
I don't know.
He ain't do shit. He hid in an ice cube for 100 years.
He put a hole in
hid in an
Zuko's
ice
ship.
cube for 100 years.
I don't know if it's fair to say he hid
Hid
there.
in an ice cube
hid?
for 100 years.
Technically hidden in an air ball surrounded by ice. To be
Thank
fair,
you.
it was
Once
an air.
again-
It was an air sphere, not
Once
an ice
again,
cube.
the reality. I just want
Still
everyone to
an ice cube
understand.
for 100
watcher,
years.
I just
not
want
paying attention
everyone
to
to
the finer details.
understand.
100 years.
The
in an
universe
ice
didn't
cube.
choose Roku. The universe didn't choose Korra. It chose Aang. It waited for Aang to be born, and then
Wait.
it didn't want Korra because we have
That
to
doesn't
remember
even make
we
sense.
scapegoated 100 years. It needed Aang so bad. It held him for 100 years
That doesn't
to
make
come
sense.
back
The
up to be
universe
that.
Name one
Didn't
instance
want
that Korra
then
ever.
why did she become the Avatar?
Name one instance
Aang
where
died.
Korra
That's
ever
what
even
happens.
conjured
You
an air
can't even
sphere.
be like, why did she become Avatar? Aang died. Aang died. That's
Aang
why
died,
she became
and
Avatar.
So the universe
That's
created
why-
a new Avatar.
Right.
But then you
Poorly.
just said the universe didn't want a new Korra to be the Avatar.
It didn't because it held Aang for that.
But then it would have made
It
someone else the
skipped.
Avatar.
We don't know how many
Could've made
people
another
it
Avatar.
actually skipped because Aang was held from 100 years. I don't know any other Avatar that lived for over 100 years.
Well, also
I know
because
at
I
least
don't
three
think they necessarily
that lived
skipped
over
people because
100
that's not how
years?
reincarnation works.
Name
He never
them.
died.
Aang.
No. You know at least 3.
Yeah.
Name the other 2.
Aang. Aang is one. The other one is the first one. He lived 100 years.
I don't know. He didn't.
Yeah.
No, he
In the
didn't.
spirit realm.
No, he didn't.
bonded with the spirit.
No.
He lived over 100 years.
No. And they're all bonded with the spirit. That what you just said is
So
irrelevant.
then what
If you're
you're
in the
saying is
spirit
they're
realm,
all
or
what you just said
alive?
is irrelevant.
Well,
You're not just a spirit.
the avatar state allows you to access the avatars. The
Correct.
spirit realm is a little separate than the avatar state.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that is different. But anyone can go to the spirit room.
Okay.
If
If you just G like that.
Iroh's there. Uncle Iroh's in the spirit room.
Okay.
He left
Yeah.
his
I
body.
thought for a second, I thought you said I was there.
No. Iroh
I was there once.
Iroh deadass left his body and just went and traveled the spirit world for like the rest of his life. Which is, I mean, he's dead.
Real
Either way, he's
shit.
dead.
If anyone's gonna do it, it'd be him.
That's hard. That's hard. He was like, I'm leaving my body. I don't want to die.
Best
so we got
character
the
in the whole show.
first we got the first avatar
Facts.
and we got Aang. That's 2 for 100 years right there.
Don't think the first Avatar.
Weren't there like dozens between the first one and Aang?
Yeah.
yes?
Millions.
Name 2.
There's that lady.
Wow.
That lady.
Wow.
That lady.
Wow.
I can't even
Wow.
remember the name
Wow.
of one of the most important
Wait,
female fucking
of the
characters in
avatars
the whole
of the
show.
whole fucking show is crazy.
That's misogynistic.
All right.
I love Korra.
Once again, this
That's
is
just
the
stupid.
this is
That's
the
just stupid.
Two
This
things
is
can
the
be right at the same
conversation
time.
where I don't really get to contribute because I don't know the media that's being referenced very well.
But
I mean, I've never
Hey,
watched
this
This
it
is what
either. I'm
happens when
contributing
people
just
talk
fine.
sports on the pod too.
Long story short, like I said, I think I have no problem with Korra being a girl too. I don't want anybody out there thinking that he's being sexist because he
Korra
doesn't.
is a girl.
Kyoshi was an amazing female avatar. You know, Kyoshi. Okay. He literally had a whole island. Anyways, I'm not gonna. Roku was a fantastic avatar, and literally Aang was great. Korra, what did we
Mid-streaming
learn from
service,
Korra?
We learned a lot about the
What?
spirit world,
It's
about the
streaming
first
service now.
avatar. We
What
learned
is?
about
Roku.
the world. We learned that there's
learned-
other benders
we
out there
learned-
that could be doing crazy stuff.
We learned that in what? We learned that in the
Yeah.
first avatar. What are you
We
talking
got
about?
a guy blowing people's heads up just with his little thing on his head.
That was in the first. That was in Avatar: Last
We got-
Airbender with Aang. I
we
don't know what
got-
you're talking about.
We
right
got
now.
the airbender that
Hey,
can
did Jet do
fly
that?
and take the air out of people and just murder everybody wherever
They
he goes.
referenced that, and actually, what's his name? Hyatsu, you know, Aang's mentor. He killed those firebenders that way. So, what's your next thing that you're trying to say now, sir?
Whoa, you're telling me that Aang's
catty
bender mentor killed the firebenders
Yeah, he did.
that
He
way,
killed firebenders that way.
and
Yes.
Aang was still hiding in an ice cube like a little bitch the whole
Airsphere.
time.
Little wow. So we think the 12-year-old is
Yeah.
a little bitch.
wait, the 12-year-old that you just said when he was 13 killed the whole world and saved the universe?
He did save the whole
Killed
world.
the right people.
He didn't kill anybody.
That one year was a big difference.
Allegedly.
He didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, did you watch
Allegedly.
The Last Airbender? That whole year was
that
a very
whole year
big
was
difference.
that
whole year was some of the greatest television that we've ever born.
This
know
man
what?
had a whole nation
If Korra
that taken
was
over
there-
the globe
If
looking
Korra
for him.
was there,
She would have gotten
she
stepped
would've
on by
died.
at
Boomy.
12 years old,
she would have died.
If at 12 years old,
She would've
Korra
died.
would have had
She would have died.
all four mastered at this point.
No, because guess what?
She would have had all
No,
four. She would have been at
wouldn't
the
have.
air temple.
She wouldn't have.
And
No,
they
wait.
would have pulled up. They would have pulled up. They would have been like, hey, we're trying to do some shit. And you know what? 12-year-old Korra ain't gonna hide in a little ice cube for 100 years.
All right, here we go, 'cause
That's-
you're right.
You know that's
12
true. She
12-year-old
ain't gonna
Korra.
sit in an
And
ice
here we
cube
go.
for 100
Here we
years.
I haven't
go.
seen
She
Korra.
might
Here we
snap.
go.
I haven't seen
Here we go.
Korra conjure a single air sphere ever once.
Thank you.
Aang held
Thank
that
you.
shit for a century.
Thank you.
You're right.
Thank
But you know what she would have
question
done?
though.
Thank
She
you.
would
Do
have
we-
turned these firebenders
Name
to
me,
ice.
name me what
broke 'em with
and technically
rocks.
Korra never mastered
I got a
any
question.
of the elements. She had left before that. She never mastered anything. Aang mastered airbending before he was fucking 12.
Wow.
Who are you, sir?
Wow.
And not just that,
Armand.
not just that, but not just that. He literally, Korra would have died. If we're going based off of the lore of Korra, she was born in the water tribe. She only knew fire. There would have been no airbenders for her to learn the other element. How would she have mastered all four elements and being able to go to Avatar state? I will wait for you, sir. She wouldn't have. She would have fucking died. She wouldn't have been able to go into the
Korra-
Avatar state.
Hold on,
She wouldn't have been able to go into the Avatar state.
This nigga
There
said he's
are
gonna
no
wait for me,
airbenders.
and
There
then he
are no
starts talking.
airbenders.
How's that waiting? Where's the wait? So anyway, 3-year-old Korra, right? Born in the same time where Aang is, right? She's in the water tribe. They find out this is the Avatar. How you know? Oh, she's doing all this shit. All right, let's throw her over to the Air Nation. It would just be the same shit. Then put it right over there as
The
quick as
Air
possible.
Nation is gone. So
The
you're
Air
already
Nation
you're
wouldn't
already
be gone.
losing your argument.
I'm saying
the Air
before-
Nation has been burnt to a fucking crisp.
If we
Give
put
me
her-
an example now of how
if
she
we
would have
put
lived.
her in the same time period as Aang, when Aang was born, right? The Air Nation is still there
Trey has the look
because
of when
Aang
mom
was
and
born
dad
when the
fight.
Air Nation was still there. So I'm saying she would be born in a water tribe. They would realize that she's the Avatar, and it'd be like, oh,
No, she would have
needs-
had to start learning her water bending because she's in a water tribe.
But she's in
so
the,
she would have had
at
to start
3
learning
years
that.
old. She learned all of that. At 3 years old, she was doing the 3 elements.
I don't think you know how long it takes to master elements. Do you know how long Roku was gone for when he finally mastered all
Also
of his
define
What
elements?
is
Mastered.
what does mastering have to do with the fact that she
Mastering,
knows
meaning-
3?
Meaning you
They would just
you
put her in
no,
the-
No. Meaning you beat your master. There is a master who teaches you and they pass you on saying there's nothing that they can teach you.
Well, nobody
because
taught her
you've
the 3 elements. She just knew them as a. She was
And
just
she,
like a
didn't,
prodigy.
she obviously didn't know them well enough to not get her fucking ass
Thank you.
thoroughly fucking handed
Thank
to her
you.
on several different
Thank
alloys
you.
of platters over the course of the
And
entire
once
show
again,
that she's
this
the main
isn't me
character
saying
of.
that Korra didn't master the elements.
Aang gets his
the
ass kicked
writers
too.
of the
He
show.
gets kicked
I got
throughout
a
the
question.
show,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then
but
he
the
wins
difference
at
is
the
that
end.
he gets stronger and learns and grows as a person, whereas Korra is still the same shit ass bitch the entire show.
She gets stronger and she learns as a person.
I have a
as
lore
well.
question. I'm
I
going to
don't
interrupt.
understand.
I'm going to interrupt right here. I have a lore question.
Again, I cannot stress
When
enough. I've never
Aang
seen the
is
show.
in the air sphere turned ice cube,
Yeah.
what is he? Is he unconscious in there? Or
He's
what's,
meditating in the Avatar state.
So he
essentially.
is consciously aware that he's been in there for 100 years?
Is not.
No, he's not.
Because I know when he
He's-
gets out, he's like, what happened? He's like confused.
He's in
Even
a
more of a
comatose
savage.
Avatar state, so
Even
he is not
more of a
mentally
savage.
aware, but his body is essentially
spirit, basically.
Yeah, he is like sleep, but his body is like in Avatar state,
like
preserving
metamorphizing.
itself.
Korra
Kinda.
had never been that calm in her entire time of being the Avatar, and that's how I
Because
know
she's a
she would
woman.
have died.
Wow.
Okay,
He says it.
I don't.
Well,
I don't.
I'm just
I don't
gonna
agree
say
with that.
Korra saved the
Happy
world.
Men's Health Awareness Month.
Yo,
but I
shout
don't
out
agree
to
with
the
that.
Kabuki avatar.
Yeah.
Several generations previously. That was a real one.
I'm just saying, like, and even then,
She calm as hell.
Korra's so bad that like they have to reuse Aang's story and like other avatars because people are so disappointed in
Can
how
you-
bad she was.
Can you sum up the plot of Korra in like 5 minutes?
She was
Between the three of you, I guess.
here. Let's leave it to the core. I want to see how he.
I want
how
to
he
know
puts
just
this.
generally what happened. Because I know generally I didn't watch all of the original. I watched it as it aired, like as a kid, but I didn't watch it like every episode.
Mhm.
So I know generally how the thing goes, but I don't know every single detail. But I want to have like a surface like understanding of how like the plot for Korra.
Well, basically, the universe after the Avatar incarnated as Aang, my theory is that the universe was like, all right, we need to humble this Avatar entity immediately. And so they reincarnate her as Korra, the most arrogant fucking prick.
The writers stated,
and then
it's
like she
Aang's
just got her
complete
ass
opposite.
beat throughout the entire show and accomplished nothing and did nothing good for the world or herself in order to humble the Avatar entity.
All right, so I don't know
then-
what he's talking about, but so
Neither
she's
do I.
at 3 years old. She starts as a waterbender,
does he keep bringing
and she
up-
has 3
She's
elements.
three.
She can bend water, fire, and earth. She can't bend air. The only airbenders left are basically Aang's kids because all the airbenders.
He
were killed.
restarts the Air
Yeah.
tribe, basically.
So
Air
she
Nation.
goes to learn from, I think it's Aang's son or grandson. I can't remember.
Yeah, but it's his son.
It's his son. So she
But you
learns
know
from
it,
his
though.
son, and he teaches her shit. And then there's a whole like bunch of cult stuff going on. Essentially, she deals with the cult the first season. The second season, I think, is the escaped convict season, maybe.
So,
And then,
homie, sum up Korra for us.
and then the third season is, I think that's the one with the spirit getting melded together. I can't remember exactly what order it happens in, but in summary, Korra, she goes through, she has to deal with a cult, she has to deal with escaped convicts that are super powerful, and then she has to deal with
but who put away those escaped convicts? Could you let the people know?
she has to deal with
Who
the
put away those
spirit
escaped
world,
convicts,
and then
sir?
she has to deal with
Sir, who put away the escaped
Was it-
convicts?
was it
That-
Also,
Tops?
nothing you're
Was it
describing
Tops?
Has
is
to do with
anywhere
Korra.
within even the same like fathomable realm as the threats that Aang had to deal with over the course of his
On God.
year-long adventure. We're talking about, she had to deal with a cult. Aang literally had to fight off
A whole nation.
fire-spitting Nazi
a
Germany
whole nation.
as a 12-year-old.
A whole nation.
And the most powerful firebender
whole
to
nation.
ever exist, and his 2 fucking extremely mentally ill children.
You're gonna act like
Whoa,
Korra
whoa.
went up against Azula? Stop.
Anne Frank versus Hitler.
So
Yeah, I'm
I was still giving my synopsis. I don't know where you came from with your. You just said you didn't even watch the show.
But yeah, because I watched the good one. I watched
That's
the good
what
one.
I heard. Anyways,
Yeah, coming from
so
the guy that
back
doesn't
to
know the difference between an ice cube and an air sphere. I don't want to fucking hear
An
it.
ice cube and an air sphere. What does
like
it
a failed
matter? If
geometry
that,
and
what
he's
does it
making
fucking
fucking
matter?
yipping
You're
noises
still
at
in an
me.
ice cube. Oh, I just know the difference between an ice cube and an air sphere. Well, you're still in an ice cube.
I know Korra couldn't do
Not
it.
even. He was in arguably an ice ball, not
Yeah.
even a fucking cube.
And I know Korra couldn't
I'm
do
sorry.
it.
Only cube
You
here
know,
is your fucking brain.
We
dog.
got the geometric Nazis here. Shit. Fuck, my bad.
I know.
I got an 86 in
didn't know.
geography. Where the fuck you at?
didn't know.
I know Korra
I
couldn't
did
do
really
it.
bad in geometry.
I know Korra
Same.
couldn't do it.
And it shows.
I know Korra
Anyway.
couldn't do it.
Korra couldn't do it. That's all he has to say over there. Anyway,
But I'ma let him
back
finish.
to the story. So she's over here with the spirit world trying to fight. Apparently, the reason there's avatars to begin with was because the spirit world and the real world were one world. And then the people in the world couldn't really go out into the world without getting attacked by spirits. But then this guy melded with one good spirit, and then they essentially split the world. But the world was originally spirit and earth. And I think that's why I think it's a good thing that the spirit world and earth came back together.
I think it's a good thing that
I think
spirits
it's a
can go
good thing.
around killing people.
I
again.
think it's
Right.
because I think that wasn't the solution. I don't think the solution was to separate the two worlds. I think that there's a proper
A
way
one-state
to
solution.
blend.
A final solution.
Yeah.
I think there is a proper way to blend, and I think that's what will happen with the next Avatar. I think we'll see that.
Well, I don't
but-
know. They're talking about it being twins.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'm
I'm
excited
Twin
gonna
for
say it.
avatars, so like
That'd be cool.
twins
Sweet
that
plan.
are sharing the spirit.
So I'm gonna say this short and simple for the people out there. Korra was an arrogant piece of shit.
She was. But she was not a
for
piece of
anybody wondering, she was a piece of shit.
She was not a piece
and
of
for
shit.
anybody wondering, she was a piece of shit because when her masters told her that she wasn't ready to go and she wasn't ready to lead and she hadn't really mastered earth, fire, or fucking water, she still left regardless. And we watched people that were better than her beat her in the elements that she was supposed to be quote unquote good at. And I want to point out she didn't have a struggle. Shawty had mommy and daddy. She literally could she could do all of her shit. She could do whatever she wanted to. This man Aang woke up to his friends and family burnt to a crisp. I want you to understand, a whole nation of people destroyed. There is nobody else. It's just him. Korra has a whole nation behind her. She has friends with her. Aang had to establish his friendships on the way, and it was only 4. It was only 4 of them. And I want you to know. A bunch of kids did what Korra couldn't do as a young adult. We had Katara, child, Sokka, child, Toph, child, young man, and not just a child.
He might argue, young man.
He was 16. Literally, all of these people weren't even of adolescent age. They were all teenagers, and they cooked a whole nation. I'm not having this debate.
Yeah,
there isn't a debate.
No, there is.
Anyway,
he literally was a child. Korra was a young adult. She was terrible.
Why does that make her terrible though?
Period.
Why does that make her terrible?
Because she was just bad. She was arrogant. She did not think things through, which stated herself, and not to mention the writers of the show wrote her to be the opposite of Aang. So she was always going to be the opposite of Aang.
So she's always going to be the worst.
She was always going to be.
Aang is the best objectively.
No.
And she was always going to be bad. But not just that, in the new mangas that have been written by them, when the Avatar's asking for help from Korra literally says, and I quote, "I wasn't good." So I don't know what advice I could give you. Like I don't want to have this debate. Literally, there isn't one. When the writers of your show said she wasn't good.
So the writers of my show may have said that she wasn't good, but that doesn't change the fact that she was
okay.
good.
So J.K. Rowling said Harry Potter wasn't the chosen one.
J.K. Rowling says trans people are disgusting. I don't care about what she says.
And
her opinion does not matter to me.
Art is interpretive.
Hey, it's interpretive, but when the writers of the character that wrote the shit say, "Hey man, she really wasn't that good," okay, I'm gonna go off their word. Because I don't think she was that good.
Hey,
a lot of people don't think she was that good.
And that's your opinion. You're allowed to have a wrong opinion. That's okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I don't have to change your wrong opinion. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to state the facts.
And I'm stating you the facts. Fact. Aang did everything he did as a child.
That's true.
Fact. Everything Korra did was as a young adult with all the things that she needed. Fact or not fact? And she was terrible.
I don't think she was terrible.
Once again, Aang's granddaughter helped defeat the spirit monster. It wasn't Korra. It was Aang's granddaughter. Even in death, this man's family has to save the day because the new Avatar couldn't do it. I don't like doing this to the Avatar because I respect the Avatar.
Doing this to the Avatar.
She was bad. She was bad.
He literally must like doing this.
She was a bad Avatar.
But would you say that to her face?
The slander that she was better than Aang, who I watched,
I never said she was better than Aang.
What? Play that back.
No, well, no. Okay, hold on.
Editor, you know what to do.
Hold on. I think he may have got you in a little bit of a chokehold with this one. He did specifically.
Who's the better Avatar, Aang or Korra? That is my question.
I will say Aang is definitely a better Avatar.
I don't want to have this
but I don't think
anymore.
Korra is the worst Avatar. I don't think that she did anything wrong.
Who's the worst one?
So objectively, the worst one is the one that we don't know anything about. Because obviously they didn't do enough.
Lost his chokehold. You fumbled it. What would you
he didn't leave a mark on history. We don't know anything about him. So obviously he was the worst one.
I passed the man the ball for the easiest fucking layup ever, and he puts it on his head like a hat. Like, bro.
We don't know him, so he's obviously the worst. He got arrested. What was the correct answer?
To shoot.
To shoot. Who you think? Because I think that Korra is, for me, and just what I witnessed her go through and how she handled it with her teams, breaking up the relationships. Yo, this girl caused chaos wherever she went. And every time a master or somebody told her, you weren't ready, she didn't want to take the advice. And it wasn't, I'm not saying this because she couldn't do it. Korra would genuinely be like beat up. Like have the mercury still in her system, can't bend properly. And she's like, I need to I need to go do this. And we're like, what? Well, why? Like you.
Why is
you
it
can't-
we see Goku do the same thing, but we
Hold
represent
on.
and love
We're talking
Goku?
about a Saiyan and
But-
an Avatar.
But
These are
when
two
a
different.
woman does it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When a
Everybody-
black woman does it. Yeah.
Whoa.
First of all, if anything, she was closer to Inuit than black. So let's not get our POCs mixed up, all right?
No, Katara's black. So is Ahsoka.
Huh? That's
These are
news
facts.
to me.
Ahsoka, Katara, I consider them black. Anybody don't?
Hard transition here. So Nemo.
Literally, this man committing fucking Inuit erasure over here. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm the only non-melanated person here, so I feel like I
don't know
can't
what
really
he just
comment
said.
too much about this.
If anything,
I don't
she's closer
agree
to
with
Russian than black.
anything that he just
Closer to
said.
Russian?
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
because the way the Inuit tribes have migrated over the Bering Strait and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this ain't Earth.
What?
They're more
This
This
close.
isn't Earth.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
You're
not.
right.
It's not.
Yeah, so what the
Made
fuck are you
the
calling?
same way as
But,
If there's no black people either.
I don't.
They're black.
Who?
The Water Tribe are definitely black. You can't tell me the Water Tribe ain't black.
Yes, I can. I just did.
I definitely
Prove
never registered them as black ever.
Me neither.
I register them as black.
I definitely felt more like
I would have called them Hawaiian. I would've-
Hawaiian.
What
They're
you said,
literally
Inuit?
based on the fucking Eskimos. What are we
Yeah,
talking
it's
about?
It's literally.
Like, what do you mean?
I would
Whoa,
say
they're
I would
dressed
say
like
they're
Eskimos,
melanated,
but I'd say they're
they
black.
aren't.
And colored like them too.
Yeah.
They're black.
Whoa. All right.
They the black people for real.
Bro, imagine. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. That's
Are there any-
Anyways,
You gonna say there's no black people in Avatar?
There aren't any.
There-
And
also
that's okay.
Avatar is racist.
I was just about to say, like,
That's
name
okay.
one. Name a single black person.
and that's
in all
okay.
of-
Avatar's racist.
I mean, literally, the only black dude I ever saw in Dragon Ball Z came in GT, and that was Oob.
He came at the
No,
end
we
of
had
Dragon Ball Z.
Mr. Popo.
Yep.
Piccolo.
Piccolo's
Piccolo's
black.
black.
He's definitely black.
Definitely
Dende,
black.
Piccolo, the whole Namekian race, I consider black.
But they're all demons, technically. Anyways, they're demons. That's where they come from. They explain that in the recent
From the black
Anyways.
realm.
Yeah.
They come from
They explain
Namek,
that.
though.
What?
They come from the demon realm?
Yes.
Well, the demons from the demon realm don't look like Namekians.
Actually, they do. They all have pointy ears and they all have like weird powers. That was debunked in
Bunch
this
of
last season of
nice-eared
Dragon Ball Z. If
motherfuckers.
you watched it, but anyways, because we know you didn't watch it.
I don't
But,
watch Dragon Ball Z. It's not that
you
great.
watched-
I
Yeah.
only watched Dragon Ball Z up to Frieza. That was really it.
That's valid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sand Saga was pretty hard, and anyone that
I
says
feel like
otherwise-
obviously yes, there's more Dragon Ball Z to
Yeah.
than just that.
Yeah.
But I think that is like the core, like must know, fundamental
Sand Saga.
to
Fundamentally,
understand-
if you don't know the Sand Saga,
to
like, you
understand
shouldn't talk
Dragon Ball Z. The rest of it, it's like
But
that's
I'm
what
gonna
you
be
need
real
to
with
know.
you. I liked because I'm
This guy doesn't
I
have a good
appreciate
opinion on
older-
anime.
The what?
What?
Say that again.
So this guy doesn't have a good opinion on anime. He doesn't like One Piece because it's too long.
Wait, who are we talking to here?
You
He's talking to them about
talking
you.
to them about you? Yeah.
So are you saying that all animes have to be 20 years long to be considered a good anime?
It's not 20
No.
years long. It's like a good
It
month
is.
and a half long
I'm
read if you're not
saying that-
illiterate.
Well,
Because
I'm
it's
talking
20
about
years long.
watching. I'm talking about it coming out on television and it being 20 years and this how long it's taking them to do this.
Yeah, good things take time.
Is it are you what you're
Things do
telling me?
take time.
I
You
am
me
waiting
that.
for.
So
I am,
Yu Yu Hakusho isn't a good anime.
I never said that.
Inuyasha isn't a good. No, because you're telling me I don't know anime. So I'm gonna start naming off some animes that aren't 20 fucking years long,
Because
and
they're
you
not-
tell
they
me
don't- they
whether or
haven't
not it's a
ran
good
for-
anime.
They haven't
Is
ran
Yu Yu
for nearly
Hakusho
as
not a
long.
good anime?
They haven't ran for nearly as long.
I-
They didn't have that much of a story.
I don't
to
know.
tell,
Maybe some
which
things
isn't
don't have
say
to
the
run
Yu Yu
story is
for 20
bad.
years
Hakusho
to
is
be
a
a good-
classic.
Listen,
It is
it's
of
not
its
all
time.
about length, guys.
It's not. It's not.
It's about what you do with it.
It is.
Inuyasha being a perfect example of that.
I'm just saying, so I don't
I,
appreciate you
for
telling me
one-
I don't know anime just because I just hate how long fucking One Piece is.
I, for
20
one,
don't know
am
anime.
You don't have no
excited.
good
I'm
opinion.
waiting I'm happily waiting for
But
and excited for
let me be clear.
the
I
remake.
respect anime. I love the. I respect One Piece.
Editor
I
fade
love
him
the
out when he says
characters
that.
from fucking One Piece. They're great. I just hate how fucking long it is. That's it. I never said that the manga was bad. None of that.
He said it
It's
was
just
all
long as
trash.
shit.
You missed it, guys.
I'm looking forward to the
did
One
literally
Piece.
say
It
One
is.
Piece
It's
is
long.
trash.
I think it's trash because how long it is. I think
How much
20
of it have
years
you
to be on
watched?
TV. What?
How much of it have you? Did you give up or did you watch the whole thing? Or?
No, I watched half, and then after that, I kept watching the new shit because like I just got tired of watching the
Wait, what do
prolonged C episodes where they're sitting
You
on the
watched
fucking
half
water.
and then you just started watching
You skipped
every
ahead.
new episode?
Yeah, well, because I already read most of the manga. Why would I want to sit there and watch all those fucking episodes if I'm already
Wait,
fucking
you only
reading the
read
manga?
the
It's
manga?
dumb.
Because the manga is
Not all
different,
of
is in a lot of ways different from the manga,
It
and
is.
in a lot of ways better.
And it's better. Okay.
Significantly.
Like I said, I respect it. I just don't like how long the fucking it's fucking bullshit.
Are you looking forward to the truncated remake that they're working on?
For what?
Yes.
One Piece, the anime. They're doing a remake starting from scratch where it's the same story retold, but like taking out some things like filler and stuff and just kind of condensing
Finished
it.
what you already started, and maybe I get.
That's what I said.
He is.
That's what I said. That's what I thought was really funny. That's what I thought was really funny, right? They have the original anime still going. They're about to do a remake and they have a live action all at the
So
same
far,
time.
One Piece has proven to me that they just can't finish, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
It's not that they
Finished-
can't. It's that they're leading up to there being.
There's a
finish.
whole world
Finish up.
that is being built.
Let me see Dragon
within-
finally do something, and maybe,
Obviously, he doesn't read the manga.
and maybe,
Clearly not. I'm okay.
and maybe,
That bro,
no,
he looks east.
he looks what?
He
don't
looks
even
east.
don't spoil that for me.
You know,
Stop. No, I'm talking about once again. I'm only talking about how they've animated the TV series.
But the manga
Finish
has
up
been
the
going
TV.
on as long as the show has been. I mean, even longer.
It's
Which is why I'm like, finish something, and then
Finish something.
If you're gonna restart it again, at least it's over. At least it's been finished. Like if Naruto would have come out and be like, we're gonna redraw everything and redo it from the cool. I get to see the tuning exams and all the shit that's already done, already been finished, already been told, redrawn. Nice. I know it's gonna come to a fucking end. It hasn't ended yet.
Just because it hasn't ended yet doesn't mean it's not going to end.
and come to an end.
The anime has been going on for so long that people do want to watch it, but they feel as though it has pacing issues, and so they're trying to.
And
they're trying
animation
to-
quality has changed so much.
Yes, and so they're trying to get the people that want to be a part of the One Piece community into the One Piece community while still continuing what has left to be written, because
Which is
there's
why-
still a
which is
story.
why
that
I'm
hasn't
actually
been
looking forward
finished.
to
Everything going
that
on
remake.
around the manga, including the anime, is literally just a cope for people being too retarded and illiterate to just read the fucking manga and
Have-
absorb it in the way that God/Oda
I would
intended.
Let me
say
start off by
that-
saying I'm
I
never
think-
gonna question somebody's intelligence.
I will.
That's very.
I feel like it's just because it's
That's
more
fine.
mainstream, easier to watch anime, but
Far kinder
I
way to
will
say what I
say-
just said.
as well,
I mean, if you watch it in Japanese and not in English, like an asshole.
how far
How far? What?
did you watch when you say halfway into One Piece and then just skip to watching?
Brother, I don't know. I gave up on it so long. Like I can't even tell you how
So,
far. Like it was.
Have
bro,
you watched
there's
Attack on Titan?
There's.
What's the last thing
no,
you
I-
remember?
I did not watch Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Oh, I watched the first
Well-
season of that. It was good.
And I watched that's literally all I watched.
Attack on Titan has probably the best world building, in my opinion,
For how short it is.
for how
Thank
short
you.
it is.
Thank you.
And
I knew that's where I was going.
One Piece has the best
only
world
4
building
seasons, right?
in history.
I would still. I mean,
feel like
there's definitely an argument to be made. I would still give that to
I
Brotherhood.
also
though.
appreciate like
FMA
Which
Brotherhood.
once again,
Brotherhood
decent
world building.
length.
I just
I
don't
don't
appreciate
know.
it. Telling
do
me I don't like anime.
I do
'cause
like-
some of the shorter animes. I totally respect. Listen, I don't have any
Like,
hate
You ain't
for
got
One
no
Piece.
here's
real
my
opinions.
thing.
It's just
I relate-
long.
I relate-
It's just long.
Can I
One Piece is
here's-
trash. Quote
here's
unquote
something-
Nemo. Literally, like not
Yes,
even an hour
how
ago.
long it is, how long One Piece is, and how long it's taking for that series to get animated, and how many episodes there are, it's fucking whack. That's fucking
The One Piece
whack.
anime, absolutely, because the anime is made for dumb people that can't read.
Oh my god. Here's a comparison that I'll make.
That's why it's awkward and bad. Is because you're trying to fit one of the greatest works of literature into this fucking like smooth
fact.
brain medium with all the flashing lights and screaming fucking characters to keep people's fucking fucking guinea pig on a wheel attention
I
spans
feel like
fucking
that's mean.
activated.
Are you telling me you don't like shows that are animated?
No, I love animated shows.
So
but
why,
the fact of the
why do
matter
you think
is,
that's for dumb, retarded, slow people? Like I feel like that's a little mean.
the fact that people, because it's the fact that it's so long. If just read the manga and you would understand. Like what everything like you can't argue about One Piece if you're going to say that you hated it because you chose to consume it in the medium that it wasn't originally intended to be consumed in.
Okay, no.
That's not Oda's fault. That's not a fault of One Piece. That's a fault of the media and the media machine around One Piece trying to create various different mediums through which people of lesser intelligence than a manga reader, which is already cutting it pretty fucking low, to consume and absorb.
Oh, there's okay. I think this is the first anime we've seen where they've animated filler. Right? We literally got filler
I just watched all of Naruto and Shippuden. You can't say that.
Yeah, I'm about to say Naruto.
What are you talking about? Naruto's a lot of filler.
Not nearly.
You cannot say that.
No, Naruto has more filler than One Piece. Actually,
nearly as bad as One Piece.
One Piece is filler.
One Piece has so much filler. Netflix took off a huge portion of it because you can skip certain episodes of One Piece.
Bro,
no, what Netflix
they skipped
took
my
off,
guy Gaimon though.
They did.
I'm upset with that.
They did.
That's
they skipped a lot of things that were important. They skipped Shishu.
That's important to the lore.
They skipped Boodle the mayor. They skipped Shishu. They skipped.
But once again,
holy fuck!
As you so politely put it, for the retarded people.
Can I make a comparison
they
real quick?
Watered down
hold on.
the live action.
So my comparison here
That's hilarious.
My comparison that I'll draw here for people who may watch more mainstream, well, anime's mainstream, but more mainstream media. Star Wars as a series is fucking long as shit. If you want to watch all 9, 10, 11, 12
movies.
Is it 12?
There are
9,
13.
Rogue One.
There's Rogue One.
12, Clone Wars. Yeah. If you want to watch all the movies, that's so it's a 2-3 days of your time, and that's nothing compared to One Piece, but it's still long as fuck. And that even me as a huge Star Wars fan do not want to go and sit down and watch all those movies back to back or even close to each other on a regular basis.
I think it's different when watching movies versus watching a show, because the show is 20 minutes. Put it on, bada bing, intro, outro.
I can agree with you that it's different, but when we're talking about just the amount of content there is, and then not just the movies, but then the shows.
I haven't watched all the movies.
Like if you are a fan of that and you want to consume all of it, it's a lot.
So you don't like Demon Slayer because Demon Slayer is going to come to an end?
I don't like Demon Slayer for its story. I like it for its action. I think that's all that's really good about it. The art and the action. I don't like its story.
You feel the same way about Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu Kaisen, I felt like I actually liked how Jujutsu Kaisen.
I thought the story was pretty insanely.
I felt like it was
and how
I don't know if it was well written.
Sadistic it is when you thinking that like you're like one of your favorite characters is gonna live, and this show is like, and because it's what's it called? There's a name for that though, where a lot of the main characters that you might like in the anime they die. Well, that's a specific type of
seinen.
Is that what it is? I thought there was a name, a term.
You should
that they
watch Attack on Titan if you like that. But
I mean, right? But that's a type of.
I don't know if they
have
anime. I don't know the name. If
I can't. People were calling it something where it's just like all of your favorite characters they end up getting murked somehow, or like they end up dying. But Jujutsu Kaisen, I felt like it's going to come to an end. I mean, if you watch, but
I already know how it ends. And
do we dislike it anymore because of that?
I don't. So I don't. At first, I will say I didn't really care
because I feel like
Jujutsu
One Piece
Kaisen.
has put like this fucking standard on like how long you can carry a fucking group of characters in a show to make them entertaining enough to where people will consume it for that long. Like
I almost feel like Dragon Ball.
I don't think anybody is holding themselves to this One Piece standard.
I don't think anybody is
put himself in
either.
I
think Oda is just in his own world, doing his own thing, making
he's telling
his
a
long
very
ass-
different.
Right now?
He's telling a very different story as well. I think that's like the big thing.
He's relatively young too. He's like,
I know, but they die young. I mean, Akira Toriyama died young.
Akira Toriyama died at.
I'm gonna say one thing. Cartel ain't halting.
It is young, but
Cartel ain't halting their operations when Oda dies.
He's like 40 I think
not.
They're not.
I think Oda is like 40-something years old. He's not that old.
Because he started One Piece when he was like 19, right?
Yeah, he straight up out of the jump was like, I don't want to get a real job. I want to make manga. And he saw Dragon Ball and he was like, that shit is good. And so on and so forth.
Hey, real quick, shout out to all the people in California right now going through their struggle right now. Like that's really crazy what's happening right now in that state. They've got tanks and like full on like soldiers and National Guard and Marines just got flown in. Like they're flying like choppers with fucking Berettas on them. If you're out in California and you've got family or any friends like that are dealing with the ICE nonsense, my condolences out to you.
Christ.
And
people are rioting against ICE.
Please be safe.
Tanks?
Yeah,
the riots got really intense, and
it's bad right now.
And
they shut down ACH. They shut down most of the main highways. This is bigger than the Rodney King fucking like. This is huge right now for the state. It's the whole fucking state right now being under like. So I have friends over there.
Military.
I have if you're over there, please, I beg you, please be careful.
The military technically, they're not allowed to really do anything on U.S. soil except for facilitate the police and ICE to do their job. So they're basically just bringing a tank. Basically just there to be in the way of and contain like
what
protests.
The hell kind of is it like a? It must be like a mace tank or some shit.
Well, they got
it's a normal
all kinds
tank.
of shit.
Why would they have a normal tank just there?
I mean, dude, we have bases. It's just fine.
But why? I mean, I get that they have tanks around, but why bring a normal tank?
I mean, because people are bombing ICE cars. People are.
They're actually like throwing bombs.
You haven't seen the videos? Oh,
no,
I
haven't seen anything.
Oh my gosh, it's when you get a chance, bro. Look at it, bro. I'm generally like I said, if you're in Cali, like, please, like, be careful. Like, if you have friends, lovers, not fully American, like, I mean, even though they're taking people that have their cards because it's so, the situation's so
they're
like,
everybody,
people are caught up. I just watched a reporter get shot today by a freaking,
a reporter?
Got shot today by like one of the like rubber bullets and they hurt. Okay. They hurt like you got shot. So, please, like, be careful. Like, I'm sorry, I'm over here like just answering messages and stuff about it right now. And I'm worried for friends and family that are over there.
It's understandable.
That's important to me.
And while we acknowledge that that's going on, we're going to try to keep this more lighthearted so that you can watch this and escape from your reality.
Fuck the lightheartedness. I still think One Piece is trash for being this fucking long and being on TV.
By the time this comes out,
Piece anime.
Maybe California's okay. Maybe none of this is actually happening.
Okay, we go on that one. Okay, because like but overall, it's an amazing. If you ever get a chance to read it. It's the storylines. You'll cry for some of the stories that you read.
I cried for the dog Shishu, bro.
What's his
One
name?
Piece made me walk out of my house at 1:30 in the morning and hug my car.
What's the big dude that can take people's pain away?
Make me hug my car.
Kuma made me sad.
Kuma got a
Kuma generally made me sad.
Backstory.
Kuma story really broke me. That one. If you can get that far into the main, if you can reach that point, like I strongly suggest you read the main. Like it is different.
And if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you. I want to pivot topics a little bit though.
Can I say this real quick?
Last thing, yes, go ahead.
So One Piece is a story, I would say, written in a way for children to understand the harsh topics of genocide, slavery, rape, all of it.
Murder, probably.
Pedophilia. All of it. It manages to speak on all of it in a somehow lighthearted enough manner and has managed to, I feel, speak its own philosophy into the earth.
But does One Piece cover the topic of how difficult it is to market in the Treasure Coast area?
One Piece originally tried to bring in. Wait. As far as
that was supposed to be a segue.
But wait. In what?
Shout out Buggy.
In what viewpoint? And the topics that he just and the topics he just named, because I know One Piece, he had characters he wanted made dark.
So much for transitioning.
Like, he wanted characters dark, and literally like the studios and like all of the people he was trying to sell One Piece to told him that he couldn't make characters black. So like when you say what you're saying, like, because Kuma, he was supposed to be a black character.
Kuma is
like, there's characters.
Animation studio.
Yes.
The Buccaneers were meant to be like.
They were supposed to be a lot of more darker indigenous characters based in One Piece. That's why you start seeing them more now, because they can put that in. But Japan and like
Japanese culture is a little bit more
xenophobic.
They go off the quote unquote traditional American culture, which if anyone knows what the traditional America is, it's awful. And so when you say that, I'm like, okay, in that regard, like, yeah. I mean,
that's not at all what I meant. I was trying to pivot to you as our guest today. And wanted to talk about what you've been up to.
Oh, man.
Since the last time we had you on. And I know you've been heavily into like marketing and entertainment business world things.
So last time we spoke, I was struggling. I think I had been dealing with my post car accident nonsense. I couldn't really work. I was trying to figure out ways to make normal stabilized income where I could have more time for my body and like my family, friends. Now I found myself, I'm working now probably more than ever. But I mean, I kind of get to work roughly like a couple of days out of the week now. I work for myself. I was in a relationship that ended bad.
Oh man,
my fault. I'll admit it. Wasn't truthful. No cheating. But wasn't truthful. And it just kind of messed things up. Be truthful to your partners, ladies and gentlemen, no matter how awkward it can be. I just
if you come early, just let her know. It's not a big deal. I've been there. I'm talking about personal experience. Not trying to put that on him. I don't know his situation.
Or if you don't come, let him know.
I think he's just ousting himself right now.
I've told the story multiple times. Anyways,
if you don't come at all, it's okay.
It's okay.
Like One Piece.
Also true.
If you don't finish.
if you don't finish, like One Piece, you're so stupid.
Just keep going.
Bro, speaking of One Piece, I know.
Speaking of One Piece, yo. No, but in all seriousness, yeah. So I've pretty much been working for myself. I've been DJing nonstop. That's kind of been my main source of income. I'm really happy about it. The beginning of this year, I actually I had to do a wedding, my first overseas wedding.
That's
I was
cool.
In Costa Rica.
I did see that you were traveling. Yeah. I wasn't sure
how was that
the reason, but yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. So my relationship ended in about October of last year, right?
Congratulations.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations on your
emancipation.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it ended around that October time. It was difficult emotionally. You know what I mean? I don't know how a lot of men deal with when you lose that type of connection and loss. Especially in the way that in the fashion that I lost it in. And I wish her nothing but the best. I want her to be happy and to find someone that's for her and can treat her the way that I couldn't. And but I was lost. I was in a lost place. I mean, like I dived into work. It was the holiday season. Ironically, it was weird. I had spent Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas for like the first time, like semi by myself. Cause like, I mean, it's hard for all my family to get together these days. And it was weird. Anyway, emotionally, just getting to the holidays was just weird. You kind of dedicated your personality typically to your partner as men. Like I mean, I was around probably her family more than I was around my own. And we were living there, so we were living with her family. But it was certainly different. And then I got into the new year. I just been doing all this DJing work and promoting myself and just trying to get my name out there to make a good income for myself, so I could pay my bills, pay rent. I'm on my own now, so I just got a random call from a good friend of mine. He was like, hey, like I got an event. It's overseas. Do you have your passport? Mind you, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, when is this? I'm thinking it's like a month away. He's like, no, I need you to fly out in 4 days. I'm like, whoa. So I literally
being a single man, you could do that.
4 days. They sent me over the money. I put together my room, traveling fees, everything within like an hour, 2 hour span for this couple.
Wow.
I landed in Costa Rica, San Jose. Didn't realize the hotel was 4.5 hours away. So I'm driving through the mountains, the jungle of Costa Rica. It was a 4.5 hour drive right off the flight.
Was that just a result of it being last minute, so you didn't look how close it was? Or
well, they were like, no, like it should be really close to the airport. So like I'm like, okay, well I fly in. And mind you, communication was hard because when you're in another country, like you have to get on Wi-Fi, like you have to talk to like internet, and it's choppy. Like you're getting missed. Like even when they were trying to call me and get a hold of me, it was so choppy. The connections were going in and out. Like I was like, all right, like I was like, I landed. They're like, oh, we can't wait to see you. Like, when will you get here? And I'm like, well, I'm in San Jose. They're like, where are you? And I'm like, why are you saying where am I? Like, you don't know where I am. And they're like, oh, well, we're in La Cruz. And so La Cruz, for those that may not know a map or like where Costa Rica is, I
have no idea.
Costa Rica, you have two sides to Costa Rica, right? So you're gonna get to the coast of like the shores. Like it's a much smaller country. So like you'll be able to get to either side in a good amount of time. It's probably like 5 hours, 6-7 hours if you were to go like left to right. You know what I mean? Like in the width of the country. They were roughly 4.5 hours northwest, just under longest... Nicaragua. So I was actually like, I was damn near about to be in the country of Nicaragua when it was all said and done. Like I could see it, like where I was staying at.
So they were like the longest distance they could possibly be from you, basically.
Yeah, from where my flight landed. And then, mind you, I had to drive back down that way to get back on my flight because that's my connecting flight. So but I mean, I've only been out of the country twice now. And then ironically, they've both been in the same month of January. So the year before that, my best friends got married in Dominican Republic. That was an awesome experience. It was my first time out of the country. Shout out to the people of the Dominican Republic. It's so much fun. Super nice. If you know a little Spanish, they appreciate you for it. You know, a little hola, como está, muy bien. You know, me llamo Carla. Like, you know what I mean? They appreciate that. Costa Rica, though, man, I'm going to be honest. The air was better. The food was better. The people living was better. I drove 8 hours, and in gas money, I spent $25.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it was hard for me to come home. I genuinely, after taking that experience, it made me appreciate the different viewpoints of people. And like, I mean, man, Dominican was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun there. I was at a resort the whole time, but because I like drove through a country I'd never been in. I mean, I'm driving, so like it's flat at first, right? Like you get off you in San Jose, like you on the main district street. Like I got to this rental car place. I'm getting this rental car. Man, I'm telling you, I've never been to this country. I'm doing all of this first day in. I'm getting a rental car, I'm moving my speakers, I got equipment. Like I'm driving, right? Like I'm driving this. I'm like looking, I'm like, damn, man, look at these big ass mountains. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit.
I'm driving towards them.
I'm driving through a fucking mountainside in the next 10 minutes. And mind you, like, there's signs everywhere. Watch out for the rock slopes. Watch out for the fucking, because the earth is shifting all day. They got an active volcano on that motherfucker.
So not an active volcano.
What were you thinking? Like, what do you do in that situation if the rocks do start?
I had a similar kind of shock to me when I was a kid and I went to a family reunion in Tennessee and on Chattanooga. And Lookout Mountain. I had family on the mountain. Dude. And so we had to go up this damn mountain, like 3/4 of the way up to this damn mountain. And it's a whole lot of zigzagging and really thin lanes.
You on a corner side. Yeah. Like there's no
guardrail.
For some of them spots, it's open-ended. Yeah. Like it's just you and the road.
You can GTA mode ramp right the fuck off if you want.
And mind you though, like I'm like, yo, this is fucking insane. Like I've been to Gatlinburg. Like I've been in Tennessee. I've driven up in mountains, and then the states, our mountains, they run differently.
The mountains built different too.
The mountains.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, these mountains. Like,
mountains.
Bro, it's literally like you see in the mountains cross like this, and you're literally winding like down like
cartoon shit.
Like, yes, like dead ass on some cartoon shit, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, as you have to remember, you're driving it. Bro, at one point, I hit the far, like, West Coast side, and you just see this huge, like, it looks like you're looking over, like, a area where some knights or some people probably fought. Like, I mean, it's shit that look like straight out of a fairy tale book. I'm sitting here, I got tears in my eyes. Mind you, I'm by myself. Like, I mean, they paid me enough where I could have paid for somebody to fly out. I'm hitting friends last minute. I'm sorry I didn't hit your line. I don't know if you would have been able to fly out, but I'm hitting people last minute like, yo, like, you trying to go to Costa Rica for 5 days? Because, I mean, I stayed in a mountainside. I was at this Blue Kite resort that was built in a fucking mountain. Like, it was a family from Italy. They just invested in the kite surfing right there off the coast of La Cruz.
Okay.
Bro, it was the best thing ever. I spent $200 from my room. Bro, I made so much money back on this trip versus what I spent to get there. And literally, like,
that was going to be my question was it like overall
oh, yeah, bro.
a good payday?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the wedding was 6 hours. I was paid way well for doing that event. And then the resort,
did you do any kite surfing, like you said?
I didn't get to get into kite surfing because, like, I mean, it's like my last day. Like, by the time I finished traveling and, like, doing everything, but you're on such a body high, and the air is so, I mean, I felt like I was breathing oxygen that I hadn't breathed before.
You're getting
like,
high on the oxygen.
That's
like that body high.
I mean,
pure oxygen.
At night, there's no AC.
Yeah.
Where I was staying at, it was just fans and the mountainside, but it's cold at night. Like, I'm telling you, man, it was funny. Natural. I came back, people saw me and they were like, dude, you look like you seen something over there. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know what was harder. Definitely driving back to the airport was probably my hardest day. They
saying goodbye to everything.
Yeah, like, and then the GPS. Shout out OnStar. They still use OnStar. That's the GPS that they use. Really? Wow. Like, you remember the ones that we had when we were kids? Like, if your parents ever got one,
built into the car,
and you had to put it up. Yeah, you had to plug it into the car,
or
put it on.
In. Yeah.
Shout out OnStar. OnStar got me everywhere I needed to go. Shout out OnStar and shout out Subaru. Zoom.
Is that Mazda?
Is that Mazda?
Yeah, I
thought that was Subaru. I thought Subaru.
What? Subaru is.
Well, do Mazda do the zoom with the little
Subaru is love. That's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Yeah. Okay. Is that okay?
I think Mazda is zoom.
Mazda zoom.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember.
Either way, shout out Subaru. It's great on gas. I mean, I only had to fill up. I filled up once, and that was when I got back. I mean, look, if you ever get opportunity to go out of the country, I'm not telling you where to go. Costa Rica, though, I would strongly suggest you put on the list. If you're looking for the volcano experience, the beach experience,
jump in.
Food, you actually have a lake. You can. I was gonna go do it, but it was like a 2.5, 3 hour ride. So yeah, you can literally swim in this active volcano. There's a lake right next to it. Man, I'm telling you, the people. I mean, I met so many people from Europe. I met so many people from. I mean, it's. If you can do it, if you can travel, you have opportunity to do it, do it. It gave me a new mindset.
My only limit, it's kind of a self-imposed limitation, is that I'm just really afraid of flying.
After all the Boeing nonsense, that's fine, but fly Spirit. Shout out Spirit. Spirit, you got me everywhere I needed to go. If you need to fly on a flight, you fly Spirit. Spirit's still #1 right now. Not a flight's gone down in sight. Shout out Spirit.
Unpaid promo.
Yeah, unpaid promo.
But you don't know
Subaru,
why, though?
OnStar, Spirit.
Hey, listen, you want to know why, though?
We'll invoice you.
We'll invoice you, facts. But for Spirit, just because, I mean, the flights were going down this year. I mean, Delta, Southwestern, any Boeing company was going down this year. They've had problems.
Even random ass smaller flights. Like, you remember the one that a couple months ago that was like
crashed into the helicopter?
No, well that's too. Crazy. But shortly after that, like a week after that or something, there was a small plane. There was a medical plane. Yeah. I forget where this was now. I want to say this was in Pennsylvania or something. Maybe not. I don't remember. But it flew off, and shortly after takeoff, they had an issue where something happened, and it ended up crashing like into like an apartment or something.
Wow.
In like a pretty, I don't remember where. It might have been like a parking lot, but it was a residential area. Like people are living here.
Yeah, I remember this.
It was like either a parking lot or it was the house or something like that. But oh my god, that was crazy.
Footage of it,
scary,
like falling and everything.
Yeah,
and then blowing up.
Yeah, see,
from like different.
It looked like a meteor.
Angles. Yes.
But if you know how to travel, I love staying at mom and pop things. Like if you know how to travel and you know how to get around, I strongly suggest staying at mom and pops. I know a lot of people like the resort experience or staying at a hotel. That's fine. I feel like you lose a little bit of the actual culture of life that's happening during that, like during that
Fucking, I was expecting to look over and you'd be like disappear like a fucking like a
that's
ninja.
the smoke. That's the smoke machine. Whenever we hear something fire, we blow up. We do smoke. We do smokes in it.
I thought you did like a substitution jutsu.
Yeah, right.
But you do land into a mountain. When you take off and when you land, it's in the dome of the mountain of Costa Rica. Cool. So you're already above
like the bowl.
Yeah, actually,
that's cool.
It's like looking in a bowl.
That's exactly how Chattanooga is.
Yeah.
I think it's cool how it's like it's literally a city inside of a bowl of mountains. It's so cool.
Even the resort, it was built into a forest mountainside by the beach.
That sounds so pretty.
They had a dome-shaped beach that was surrounded by the trees and the mountain. That sounds awesome. What? I'm watching the sunset for the first time set on the Pacific Ocean, and I'm just like, wow.
I believe that's called a cove, is it not?
Yeah, it was a cove. A cove. They had the yachts. There was yacht boats in it and stuff. You know, people that and it's crazy because they do say that South America has a lot of spots like you would see in Italy or something. Like it's considered. They refer to it as like Little Italy and stuff sometimes because of how
Italy of Americas.
Yeah, like it literally. But I mean, it's South America. Fuck Italy. Like it's South America. It's just far more free life.
Fuck Italy.
Literally, the Amazon's here. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like, but I mean, there was dogs. There was dogs.
We make most of the
around.
oxygen on the planet here. Not here, but
there was dogs walking around, cats. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little worried about the stray dogs at first, but they was mad fucking chill. Like they're not even biting. They don't got rabies on their face.
I've seen many cases of people who go to Costa Rica specifically and just come home with a stray dog. That's like the goodest boy.
They're free. You can take them home.
It was different. I couldn't believe. I'm walking around like I'm walking up and down this mountainside, and it's just. And it was an experience. And then after that, came home.
So you there for how long? It seemed like a while.
5 nights, 4 days.
It seemed longer than that. It felt like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
based on your social media.
Oh man, dude, it was. And then even the first night was crazy. I literally just traveled for I got at 5 a.m. I got to my hotel at 6, and then I unpacked, called the couple, had a meeting with them because their wedding was the next day. Oh my God. Like I don't think people understand. I flew in a day before the wedding.
And then all this adventure happened. That's wild. And you still got there on time.
Yeah. They had a great wedding. They had a couple of friends that wanted me to come out and do their wedding. I have a wedding out in Mexico that people are trying to hit me up for. And then there's supposed to be a wedding out in Italy.
So this was your first international wedding, you said? Not your first wedding.
No.
How many weddings have you done?
Brother, I've been...
As a performer.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I hate to say I've lost count, but I've been doing weddings since I was 15.
Okay, so forever.
I'm almost 30. Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing weddings? Or is it just a thing you like for the paycheck of it?
It's good for it's good for a quick paycheck.
Yeah.
I enjoy entertaining people. First is I enjoy entertainment, all forms.
Yeah.
I enjoy entertaining people. I love some people come in that like to entertain. I totally get it. It's for me, entertain me has always been if I could make a person smile or feel happy about what they saw tonight, that's gonna make me feel good because that's how entertainment has always made me feel. It's like watching some of the greats, whether they were DJing, whether they were acting. That's always been how I've looked at entertainment. How did I walk away from that? Like,
sure.
Which with One Piece, I walk away feeling fucking annoyed. Like, why the fuck is this still going on? It hasn't fucking come to an end. Anyway,
keep it going, Oda.
You wouldn't feel that way about the
Take
manga.
your time. I love you.
Imagine a wedding reception that was like 13 days straight.
Dude, I mean,
you had to play the whole thing.
Like
One Piece theme wedding that's 20 years long.
One Piece wedding.
I can only I don't know what would be more annoying as a DJ because wedding ends. It comes to an end, right? Like the wedding, I'll probably work a wedding for 10, 11 hours that day because I'm there early, pre-set up. Yep. I'm going to be there, make sure the bride knows I'm there. I'm there to do the boom, 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 right?
A lot of administrative aspects to it, then the actual setup, then the actual performance of it.
And then the breakdown.
Now, of course, I've been doing this since I was 15. If you're a new DJ and you're trying to get into this now, Just know how to talk to people. That's be my biggest. If you don't know how to articulate yourself and know how to communicate a room and get the important people to be on your side and to assist you, not command them, assist, because it's a team effort when doing someone's wedding. Like you're not trying to seem like you're the most important.
Especially, I feel like I went to my first wedding recently.
Oh, wow.
I didn't perform anything. I was just there. I was in attendance. But it was very interesting to watch when it's a wedding that is the venue. There's a venue and they have coordinators.
Yeah.
They have people whose job it is to make sure everything happens a certain way at a certain time. So I imagine it's big to be on their good side, to be like
your smallest wedding would probably have, and this is me going from a small wedding to a big wedding, right? So like, for example, when I was in high school, the DJ company I was working with, they did the state judge of Florida's wedding at the Kravis Center.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there was women hanging from the ceilings, dancing. It was a Great Gatsby themed wedding. It was intense. That wedding probably consisted of probably 40 important leading management rolled out people, with probably 10 of them being the main boss. But then the other 10 have to orchestrate the other 30 to do their jobs properly, between like the chef, the sous chef, the manager, the people who run the food. That's a whole separate team outside of the kitchen. Then the coordinators that have to coordinate the bridal party. That is different. I think at best, at a smaller normal wedding, you probably see 10 main, 5 at the lowest, but you need the different pieces. They'll have walkie-talkies. They'll be talking to each other, because you might be across the way, but you need somebody to know something that's happening right then and there.
The wedding I was at, shout out Mike Farrell. This is his wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in
We saw him last night.
Yeah. The venue had like different, I don't know if this is normal in a bunch of different venues. Like I said, it's my first wedding I've been to. So this is like on a farm or like a ranch or whatever you want to call it. And there's, they have the main like building where like where the after party and reception is. The actual ceremony's outside. And they have like a couple of different like cabins that are like lodges, like one's for the groom, one's for the bride. I was hanging out in the groom's one with the boys, and they have a walkie-talkie there.
When I saw him.
They have walkie-talkies. They had like a dozen people running around. They had a media team of people, like 3 or 4 people doing photo, video.
And even then, it could still something could get held up.
Yeah.
Something could go wrong.
We almost got rained out actually because it was storming. Not storming. It was like dark and stormy, like cloudy weather, and it started to drizzle very slightly. Literally as the ceremony's happening, we're like feeling slight drops. Like honestly, we're like, oh shit.
That's a good sign. That's good luck.
That's what I heard. But then it ended up not pouring at all. It kind of just flew over us and then never hit us.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
That's literally good luck. Like that, when it rains on your wedding day, that's considered. A lot of people be like, "What? Would you think is good luck when it's raining?" But no, it's a big tradition that if it rains on your wedding day, that means good fortune and a long marriage. And I think how you handle when it rains says a lot about who you'll be as a couple. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say that the wedding is the most important part. Personally, after seeing so many weddings, and my family probably hates me for this, I don't see myself getting married. I was with somebody that did want to get married previously. But I just think a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons.
Sure.
Do you feel that played a role in your relationship?
A little bit, because even when I first got there, when I first got with my ex, I was like, I don't want to marry this person. And I said that because the communication was there, the emotions were there. Sometimes you know when you meet a person, but then as it went on, I saw some of the insecurities, and then I also saw as men, we get very logical, we get very realistic and logical really fast. I have emotions. I don't think that we're emotionalists. I just think that we're very realist very quickly, and whether you're doing wrong or whether you're doing right, our logical thinking and we will know. We're okay, I'm not gonna push for this because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying this person's like this, but for a while, and even with other girls, and I see now online and stuff, I think a lot of women are chasing a ring and chasing a title versus chasing a real relationship and a partner.
That's what I was gonna ask you next on that was. Do you see yourself not getting married because you don't want to be in a place where you're settling down with someone, or you don't care about the title or in the piece of paper of marriage?
So I think, and anybody out there, if you're married, congratulations. I don't think marriage is terrible, but I also don't understand the want for marriage. I don't understand the want because cavemen didn't get married; people were just together. And even in the old times,
they had long relationships. We just didn't have marriage.
Didn't have marriage, but
they had de facto what we would call marriage.
But for the most part, I mean, life. I feel like the people that told us to be married don't really follow the laws of marriage.
Yeah,
like between kings and governments and people that are like, you need to be married, but also the same people.
Was marriage started by government or religion and then taken over by government?
I think religion.
No. We'd always had kings and queens always bartered relationship connecting. But I don't think it was the type of marriage. That's
true,
right?
But I thought that the religious idea of marriage came first, and then was co-opted by governments to do that.
And then governments just kind of taken it over since then.
So,
in my opinion,
I could be wrong on
bartering and trading had always been a thing, right? We were, and it like I said, once again, it's just because we can't identify when the marriage. We can identify when marriage came into definition and when we
our version
used
of
it, right? But we've been getting with each other and trading for relationship based for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know this
historic time.
I don't know this to be
like
factual. I don't know this to be factual in any sense, but what I assumed what happened was it was like cultural / religious marriage, bonding of two people, and then over time, like governments, kings, etc., were like, oh,
let's
okay,
put tax on that.
Okay, because this marriage thing is held up to such a high standard and high regard. I'm gonna marry my son to this other king's daughter so that our countries are cool, because if they're married, they have to get along, which means by extension, our family's going to get along.
Which is where religion loves to be like, well, we created that. No, that had been a trading form for a long time.
I could see it being either way.
For a long time.
Yeah.
It just didn't have that title. They probably called it the conjoinedness of two families. Like,
yo, are you going to the conjoining ceremony tomorrow?
Yeah. So like you're
in Town Square?
Dead. Yeah, I mean,
it's right after the beheading.
But you got to think back then with the Native Americans, with the more indigenous tribes, like in the Egyptian times, and all that.
They have an execution. They have an execution, and then they have to really quickly clean it up to have the wedding.
Have the wedding.
Yeah. The conjoining.
Actually, I went to. Oh, that's crazy.
Would you play? Would you play execution?
I went to Mexico and actually saw where the first Spanish and the Aztec first got married. It was actually in Cozumel.
Interesting.
And it was a really amazing story. I did a whole tour.
That's cool.
About it. I forgot I went to Mexico last year.
So do you believe the story was true, or it's just the story they tell you to make it sound like a better story?
For what?
Whatever story they gave you.
No, I mean the story was they got married to stop all the fighting. I mean it's the same as and the Spaniards.
And Spaniards?
Yes. And it's the same as every story. Even in Europe. I mean, the only reason why you got World War I is because three cousins were trying to see whose dick was bigger. Like, I mean, the king of England, the Russian king, and the German king were all related. And they were all cousins.
That and a bunch of treaties that tied everybody together.
Yeah. But the realest thing that tied everyone together was the three cousins that were all fucking related, all kings, that all wanted to feel like they had the biggest dick.
Question. If we had
everybody just wanted to use their weapons,
I guess.
What the fuck was a gentleman's war? We defeated your platoon. We're gonna blindfold you and send you back to your fucking people. Get the fuck out of here. Listen, everything about that was a game board that 2-3 kids
they're playing risk real life
that they never finished playing, and they said, well, you know what? Well, we're gonna do it in real fucking time.
Well, because they were probably feuding as cousins before they were in power.
Yes.
And that never stopped.
They were.
So as they escalated ranks in life and became in power, they're just like, oh, now I have more resources to get one over on my cousin.
Yeah, they were.
Imagine if all our wars were fought with just paintballs instead. We didn't actually kill anybody. We were just going over there shooting them with paintballs. Like
that would never happen. The moment we agree to some kind of warfare like that, somebody is going to be like, "Oh, well, I know how to actually win. We just kill everybody and go back to what we were doing."
I totally agree with that.
That's why I feel like robot and android like warfare will never be fully robots and stuff, because at some point somebody's gonna be like, I'm done shooting at robots. I'm gonna shoot the guy controlling the robot.
I agree with that.
Well,
I agree with that. And
the guy controlling the robot more than likely is on a base on.
Well, they're gonna target that base.
Yeah, I mean, but their base is gonna be on country,
and then
ground.
It goes back to humans fighting again.
I don't ever think it will be all drone based.
Yeah, I don't think
it'll probably be like
humans only fight for resources and money. So. I mean, you look at all the wars, like
and clout.
I mean, look at Pearl Harbor.
We got so much.
Pearl Harbor was warned. They knew planes were coming in from Japan. Yeah, we didn't warn or communicate to our own troops because.
Well, it's not always.
We didn't know that they were going to come up and run us out like that.
We were in the middle of
It's not always resources, though. It's also a lot of.
But Japan had joined
political movement.
But we weren't in the war, so they were like.
Okay, but Japan had joined. They were already part of the war.
Yes, Japan was.
And when they were flying to our soil, and we knew they were headed to our soil. Why didn't we do anything?
They probably thought they were just taking a detour to get somewhere. They probably didn't get. The U.S. did not want to be a part of any of
the soil. They knew they were headed to the soil. They knew Japan had joined the side.
I think it's been confirmed that they did know.
They knew what was about to happen. Probably had got on the radio, told the guys to turn around. They did not. Why didn't we warn our troops? And get them ready and get them flying in the air to meet them.
So most of the time,
we benefit off of war.
I don't know the specifics.
Off war, but I don't think we would need to.
Yes, we.
I don't think we would need to let our people die to get into the war.
They do that all the time, dude.
You think so?
They do that all the time.
If they would pre-warn them.
Did you pass history?
Hold on. If they had pre-warned them, they could have still started the war and still gone to war for being attacked by Japan like that without having to let their own units. And
what you're saying does not make sense. Why wouldn't we warn our own troops that there's attack coming?
Because we should warn them, but the thing is, politically, it's beneficial.
Even in dogfights in the Air Force, if a plane is headed to our soil from another country, we will send out our own planes. It's just an Air Force tactic. We will send out our own flights, and we don't fire. There's no firing because we're trying to figure out what the hell are you doing? And my father was in the Air Force. I've had many discussions with him about this. He flew over Russia. This man knows 4 different languages. Look,
not just the U.S., but countries in general have precedent.
Telling our troops during Pearl Harbor that there was planes coming didn't mean we had to start shooting the planes down. We just would have had planes meet up in the air too, so we can get some form of communication. What the hell are you doing here? Because at least in that way, the dogfight could have started out over water versus the dogfight hitting soil.
But that's what I'm saying is, if I don't see there being a reason to why they would let the Japan attack Pearl Harbor.
I get what you're saying.
Because if they could just meet them and attack them, that would still start the war. They would still be like, we were attacked, so now we're in the war.
1,000% understand what you're saying, because from a surface layer, like battle tactics standpoint, you should let your troops know. But the people who are actually commanding this, they're playing multiple levels, and they're looking at their troops. They're not looking at them as people.
I understand.
They're looking at them as numbers.
I understand,
and they think, okay, if we take this L here, that gives us a benefit.
It's called collateral damage.
That gives us I don't know the specifics for this. Remember for this case, but and a lot of times it's for political support or for whatever reason. We took like the Maine, like the fucking boat that we blame on Spain.
I get that it's for political support if they allow it to happen.
Yeah,
but I feel as though it's not something that they would need to allow it to happen to still gain this political support. You know,
we do because we didn't have a reason.
Well, we would have had a reason if they were coming by and we met them with planes. And
no, because that's a dogfight. You can, we would ready.
If a dogfight is started,
but we needed citizens. We needed real reason. That wouldn't have been a real enough reason.
A skirmish overseas
is
much different than battle on your land.
Than planes full diving into our soil and bombing our people.
So if Japan came by today and flew over.
Oh my God, I love One Piece.
Flew over Florida.
Actually.
And
what you talking about? We bombed Hello Kitty. You were saying?
If they flew over Florida,
yeah.
They could have warned us, didn't warn us.
They didn't.
They shoot us up on Florida.
Yeah.
You think you would be more reason you wouldn't?
Yes, because little Susie that was walking the dog today just got shot by a bullet.
I get that.
Versus Sergeant Carl Towns got shot down over the Atlantic Ocean, over the Pacific Ocean.
But also it's
how
a big difference.
Can be marketed. It's a marketing thing. It's a sell at the end of the day.
But also a big difference.
But you can still market.
No, you can't.
The fact that Japan just came over to Florida almost killed Little Susie.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this on Men's Health Awareness Month.
Japan literally came here to try and kill Little Susie.
I'm gonna tell you this on Men's.
Little Susie doesn't have to die for you to put Little Susie's name out there.
Little Susie had to die, just like those people in 9/11.
That's the episode title right there.
Listen, Little Susie had to die. Listen, and then I'm just saying this, okay? There's three things in this world that are loved unconditionally. That's dogs.
No, that's in America.
Little kids.
In America's world, yes.
Little kids and women. It's about it. It's about it. A lost soldier is to the rest of the globe. That's, man.
They respect him and
what was
love
that
him.
third one?
Women.
Children.
Dogs,
universally
children.
loved?
Yes. Yes.
This man hasn't been on the internet recently.
Yes. We're talking about recently. I'm referring to Pearl Harbor
here's another big difference,
and how men and the structure, how they really powered out.
Here's another
the
big
mindset
difference.
I think the human during that time period.
A big difference today in, like, if this Pearl Harbor situation played out today or something like that, it's very different today versus then because of the existence of the internet and just communication at large.
And nuclear weapons.
Random normies are able to, like, detect, oh, there's planes coming. I should tell somebody what the fuck's happening. And, like, people, the word, even if they don't know all the details, ins and outs, the word gets out much quicker and easier, earlier than the government could announce it. So, like, we would know, like, shit's happening.
I mean,
and then
ladies and gentlemen,
it would be harder for them to control the narrative.
Ladies and gentlemen, we lost the war. Okay, I'm gonna let everyone. We lost the war. We lined the Earth's crust with nuclear bombs and threatened to blow it half up in order to stop the war from happening. If you didn't watch Oppenheimer and you didn't read about all
I call
the
that a win.
So
seems like a dub to me. I don't know what you're
Sounds
talking
like a
about.
dub to me.
Seems like we put our own. Listen, this is why aliens don't want to fuck with us.
Good.
What race? What people put their own lives in fucking danger the way we have, to where literally, because you got to think the bombs are still down there. We did not. I want everyone to know those bombs are still lined up in the Earth's crust. We did not remove those bombs. Those bombs are still lined up in the Earth's crust.
That's why we're goated #1 species in the galaxy. I think.
True, real, and factual.
Damn.
Well, no, that's crazy though, because we do really not just from World War I and II, but of every war. There's a bunch of
marriage.
There's
terrible.
a bunch of. There's a bunch of.
Speaking
what
of
country
space,
was it? I was reading about a country recently.
Speaking of space, we need to take all of our trash from our landfills and shoot them out into space.
Ow! We already have too much garbage up there.
Look, they did that on
rockets
Futurama, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
Futurama is Futurama. I don't trust Futurama to be scientifically.
It's been pretty right about everything else so far.
Which country is it that's still? Well, there's multiple, but there's one in particular that I was reading about recently that still has like thousands of mines that are just unknown.
Empty?
No, live active ones that are unknown where they are because they're just everywhere. Man, I wish I had that
Africa
short-term memory recall of that.
I actually just got an ad recently to adopt bomb rats that'll like sniff out mines because I have an algorithm that's very specially tailored for like rat and small rodent related content because I love them.
I like rats
and
too.
I got an ad to
I had pet rats.
and I the funny thing is like I probably could have answered your question based on that because I clicked on it and started reading about it, but then I stopped at the moment that it just became like walls of text talking about why they're doing it and stopped being pictures of cute rats in their little harnesses. And so like I couldn't tell you, but those rats were adorable and I almost spent money on it regardless.
That's fair.
Dude,
They almost got my money.
That's crazy. What? That's
I didn't have bomb rats, but I did have rats.
Side note
that were very loyal.
Like, yo, what? You got a what?
I said I didn't have bomb rats, but I did have pet rats, and they were very loyal. I had one, and I'll tell you how loyal because I had one that I was living in this really shitty like trailer. This was the first time I moved out ever, right? And I was in this really shitty trailer, and the roommate that I moved in with a few months in, they moved out, so it became my place. But I stayed in my room that I was already in. I went and explored their room one time, empty after they're gone. In the closet, there's like a little. There's no like fancy way to put it. There's like a hole that goes just to outside, underground, or not underground, under the structure. You know how you have like crawl space underneath like a trailer?
Right.
So there was just a small hole, like probably about that big, through the wood that was there. Okay, so I fell asleep once while I had the rat. His name was Charlie. He was hanging outside the cage, and I fell asleep overnight. Next day, I'm like, oh fuck, where is he? I go looking for him. I can't find him at first.
He was in his butthole.
I found him, and he had so many opportunities. He could have escaped if he wanted to, go through that hole. There was probably, knowing the structural integrity of that building, there's probably other ways he could have got out. But no, he's stuck by my side, bro. That rat loved me. You know what?
I
loved him.
Insert Michael Jackson's bin. This month over here talking about
Bro, I had pet mice. Those are the best pets I ever had in my life.
Rats are awesome, dude.
Shout out Massimo and Giovanni. It's my boys.
I mean,
are cool too.
I think rats. I think anything rodent related is semi crazy. Like, because rabbits are considered rats. Like they're considered. Rodents.
Rabbits are cool too.
I don't care about rabbits.
They're kind of mean. Most pet rabbits. I had a pet rabbit as a child, and I've had friends who've had pet rabbits, and I feel like they're always either incredibly scared or just bitches.
Yeah, and they just buck all
There's
day.
nowhere in between.
It's the weirdest shit. You're a rabbit, but you buck, you go. And just be bucking. Like, it's weird. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's just weird to me. So not to get off the topic of us rats in space.
Can we not? I like talking about rats more.
Once again, marriage. It's not for everyone.
It's not.
Nope.
And so is children. Children are not for everybody.
See, I don't see myself
children.
getting married. I don't know if I see myself getting married in the traditional sense either. I think I would see myself in a long-term relationship where we just go to get a piece of paper. And
real talk,
I don't really care about the ceremony. Unless the person...
I don't want the piece of paper.
I don't even... Well, I would for tax... I might for tax
reasons.
I might for tax reasons because I'm fiscally responsible.
I'm going to be real with you. It's really not that... It's really not that big.
It depends on what you do.
No, you should look at the video of the lawyer that literally describes why, like, marriage. So like if you were talking to me about marriage in the 70s or the 80s, I would have been like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you and Sally Dillwack and the milkman can go.
Sally Dillwack.
No, I'm just being honest with you here. Like the milkman made the same salary and his pay wage is that of a young VP for a small company, and was able to get his house, picket fence, provide for his family. Like, bruh,
all you got to do is put the milk out on the front doorstep every day.
Bro, you know how much he had to get milked for that?
How much he had to get milked for that?
You're telling me my wife milked that man?
That's what
You telling me?
that's what the wage is for, really. That's why he earned that.
That's a lot of milk coming out of that.
But all I'm saying is that like when people like the things that get described to our generation, I'm like, it's so dangerously unfair because I mean, respectfully, my great-great-grandmother went from a fire stove to a microwave in less than like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to say that like we are living in a completely different time and a completely different evolved.
You wouldn't be wrong to say that.
But we really
objectively are.
Here's a weird thought experiment, I guess, or something I've been thinking about. I don't know the bounds. This is a formless thought. Like I don't know the extremes or the boundaries of it. Just a concept.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not only do we have different cultures, like based on country and region, but we almost have like new and old culture that somewhere blend a little bit in the middle, but there's a solid like new and old that, does that make sense?
I think technology,
like, but both are kind of valid. Both are still valid, equally valid for different things and different people.
I think technology did what I think a lot of big, respectfully, what a lot of big government and other people didn't want, which was it unified our generation more quickly. No, even if you even in a disagreeing format, you were never able to seek out. Let's say like when we were 8, right? Because we literally we watched tech change. We watched where we had to get a dictionary, a Wikipedia book to figure out the thing that we disagreed with. As well, now my 16-year-old sister, when she was 8, if she needed to look something up and disagree with it, she could go on the internet and look it up right at the palm of her fucking hand.
Yeah.
And I think
back in the day you had Webster's, now you got Chat GPT.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily a good thing because back then you're talking about curated information, which for all the risks of curating information that were with that, or that came with that, there was a unification of people's understanding through that curation of information. Whereas now, literally anybody, there's so much information and so much noise out there that literally anybody can choose to believe literally whatever the fuck they want and find myriad information and points and opinions that would validate their perspective views.
I agree with your observation of reality.
As we are all people, we can't see what the technology we create will affect, in what way the technology we create and advance as a nation will affect.
Because if we're talking about
let me finish my thought real quick. I agree with the way you just laid things out, but my take on that is the free, like more access to information and communication lets the free thinker thrive way more than, of course, the masses are still going to be dumb and are still going to be following just whatever slop that is fed to them. But the people who really like work and think for themselves and are on their own path, I think many more doors are opened up to them.
But I think that's also to what degree does it matter if you're a free thinker, if your ability to communicate is being like intentionally stomped on into the fucking dirt due to widespread illiteracy and an arguable like Tower of Babel situation where everybody is effectively seeing things from such their own perspectives that you speak to somebody about something, you speak to somebody else about something about the same thing, and it sounds like they're speaking about two completely separate things. And if you ask anybody, like what's going on in LA right now, if you ask anybody about what's going on there, it's like you're basically either listening to people reciting scripts that they were given to recite off of, headlines and whatever bullshit online, or, if they do know anything about it, more often than not, the ability to communicate the nuances of what they do know about it that might be different from those more mainstream.
I know about what's happening in LA from witnesses and people that are there living it. But once again, that's what's exactly what you're saying. But in that regard, it's almost like, okay, so before we got to technology, we have books. America. Let's just talk about where we're from, our country.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the history that was portrayed to you in your history books was historically accurate?
No, not at all. But
Pieces of it
provided
flawed.
but it provided a framework through which a dialogue surrounding the legitimacy of that historical accuracy could be discussed, as opposed to now there is no like agreed upon like framework or narrative for history, especially as time goes on and more people are realizing how bullshit that strand of history was. Now things are just completely up in the air for people to just kind of like.
But now the question is,
okay.
But this is my question. This is my question really quick. This is just the only question I want to ask.
Yeah.
Do we think that is now, and hear me out when I'm saying this, is that technology's fault for the how we're seeing it now, or is that dead ass the people?
But and before you respond, this is not a debate, but before you respond to that, I want to comment because you actually, what you just said plays into what I'm thinking. What you're talking about is and I don't mean this in like a derogatory sense, but what you're talking about is like a sense of filtering and gatekeeping of like communication information, and which is in some ways a good thing.
I'm not even saying that.
Well, the way you're describing it, like
thing.
there's
specific. I am saying the first part, but not that it's necessarily. I
think it is. I think gatekeeping and stuff is sometimes good to a degree.
Very much.
But I think the shift went from institutional to like social. Before it was way more institutional, where like you look to people of accreditation and etc. Now it's more like, can someone prove that they're trustworthy, regardless of the overlord that says, yeah, you can trust that person. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is good that's the good side of the explosion of tech and communication. And is the people, you're going to still face roadblocks because of everybody else, but you still have more.
I don't know. I think our generation is such
fuel to your fire, I guess.
We have such an outcry for getting the right information versus us. Because I don't think we're the we want to be told generation. I don't think we're that generation. I think we are we were the last generation for them to try to do the we're going to tell you things and you're going to try to believe them.
Sure, yeah.
And I think that this has thrown the hierarchy so far that they don't even know how to get our attention, because we know that a lot of what they're saying is bullshit, right? So, and even in the gatekeeping thing, I necessarily don't like the gatekeeping thing because, for example, why is the Vatican gatekeeping all of those books and all of that knowledge under their fucking church and not letting people in society be able to not necessarily read them, but having the transcripts of, and not saying that they had to transcribe it or anything, but having it where people can read what you have down there. And you can't even be like, oh, it's because the book's so old or fragile. Yeah, but when you got that book and just like all the other historical fucking things in life, we always had a transcriber to transcribe, and we had multiple transcribers back in the day.
Speaking to what we were saying before about how nonsensical we understand the through line of history, the story, the narrative of history to be now, or we understand it to be, or recognize that it probably more likely is. I think that there stands to be far more of a chance that the knowledge and insights, being gatekept in the Vatican are probably gatekept for the sake of obfuscating the true past, of humanity, just like in One Piece.
And this type of information gatekeeping is not what I support.
Come back to One Piece.
That's not the type of gatekeeping I support. The type of gatekeeping,
government type shit, the void century, dead ass.
The type of gatekeeping, quote unquote, that I think is actually kind of good to a degree is more like character building, in the sense of like, I'm here, you're here. I know that you're not ready for this, so you got to build yourself to get here before you've earned this thing. That's kind of what I mean more. And I don't mean that in an information access sense.
I need you to tell me.
I don't even understand what that meant.
Yeah, because I need you to tell me. I need an example
Again, I'm not talking
how
about
you
access.
think.
Again, I'm not talking about access to information. I'm talking about in other ways.
And
Like,
what other ways?
okay, you as a professional DJ don't just want any random person to walk up to your turntables and start messing with your show, trying to talk to the crowd,
Making recommendations.
making recommendations to you that are nonsense for the vibe. That's what I mean. You're going to disregard that person's opinion, most likely. Or you might hear them out and contemplate it, but you're not going to let them take control.
I think that's on a small scale. I need
but that's kind of
explain.
but that's what I'm talking about, though.
It gets more extreme as it scales up very fast.
I mean, but
you're not withholding their access to learn for themselves and figure out
You're
how to
maintaining the
get to your
sanctity
position.
Of the act that you're perpetuating through, letting the experts do their thing.
That's kind of what I mean. I don't want to. I'm not in favor of like withholding information to stop people from growing or learning. I'm in favor of people making sure that there's levels to things. Like, you know what I mean? Like the people who don't know what they're doing.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I would say, for what I believe in with gatekeeping, that there's sort of a counterintuitive angle to this where withholding that information does harbor the growth because it forces the people to develop their knowledge and understanding of these things through a genuine will and passion to learn it organically, really as opposed to just being handed to this information being handed to them.
This is how you get Katniss Everdeen's, everybody.
Well,
this is how you,
I don't know if this is, I don't consider it gatekeeping. This sounds like just a structure.
Most people that aren't allowed in the structure will don't find themselves to gel in structure that they want to be a part of, will accuse those within the structure of gatekeeping.
Because that's what I'm like, in what way? Because that's what I'm asking.
And what did you say it sounded like? I didn't quite make it out.
Katniss Everdeen. That's how you get Katniss Everdeen's. You get people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, because, for example, for what's happened recently, they talked about bringing in like a Hunger Games into our own country for people to be citizens of the United States. Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No.
They were talking about doing full-on games for people to become citizens of the United States. This is a real topic. So
voluntarily?
I view that as just one step closer towards us getting our fucking pedophile blood sports personally. So I think that's a huge dub.
My two questions are: is it voluntary?
Send them to an island
and is it actually like blood, like they die?
We could just start there.
The Epstein Island never got yellow tape put around it. It got put up for sale.
True.
Never forget.
Trump is on there apparently.
Yeah, it literally got put up for sale.
Is it voluntary? The hypothetical, theoretical Hunger Games, is it voluntary for those people? And is it like to the death for real? Or is it lesser than that?
Whether it's voluntary or like involuntary, do you think it's good or bad?
I think it's bad if it's involuntary. If people sign up voluntarily to do that.
How would you know?
Record keeping, I guess.
Have you watched Squid Games?
We allowed. Wait, and I'm asking this.
Squid Games because they sign up voluntarily in Squid Games, but I still don't think it's a good thing.
But they don't know the real extent.
They don't know the real extent.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about if a scenario where this existed and people fully knew what they're getting into.
But this is why I'm getting at your gatekeeping, because how would you know that this is voluntary?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You could probably tell in the reactions when things don't go in the way that they expect them to go, or that don't meet the expectations that they were told to. Yeah.
And this is why I don't really agree with I think gatekeeping should be allowed, because I think gatekeeping, when you agree with gatekeeping, you then open the door for then how can the gate be kept? How are we? So, for example, gatekeeping was we don't like you because you're black, and so therefore we're gonna gatekeep. We're gonna gatekeep you and your people from being able, and that's natives. That's a lot of the world.
Here's a more
that's what I'm asking. What?
Well, here's a more immediate argument in favor of gatekeeping to a certain level. I get to choose who comes on this podcast. Not just anybody who asks me gets to come on here.
Okay.
I invited you on because I like you.
That's curation gatekeeping.
Yes, it's a form of it. Yes,
this seems like more like a structure-based thing than to me than gatekeeping.
Well, that's the whole.
I think gatekeeping.
The whole point of gatekeeping is an argument structure argument. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, when I think of
You have to
gatekeeping,
use that to build a structure.
when I think of gatekeeping, I think of, hey, I have knowledge that this place exists. It's a nice bar. You like bars, but I don't like you. I'm keeping this knowledge of this bar to myself. Now you no longer know it exists until you find out on your own.
Okay,
Here's
let
what
me say why I am in favor of that sometimes, because maybe I like the vibe of this place. I don't like this person's vibe. They're going to ruin it. I don't want to tell them about it. I don't want them to come.
And I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with maybe someone's vibe doesn't fit the area, but I feel like they should also be allowed to enter.
Yeah.
And then
They're allowed to go on Google and find out about the place.
That's the same mindset of somebody that doesn't like what you're saying. And I listen, because I'm trying, but no matter how you put it, no matter how you say it, that's literally me being like, me as this German, I don't like that that Jewish person's hat on their
I'm not
forehead.
killing them. That's different.
So I don't want them to walk into this bar.
Why are you making these absurd
Because
leaps?
that's not absurd.
That's kind of extreme.
That's not an extreme. That's somebody's that's how somebody views their gatekeeping point. I'm letting you know how they viewed it. That's how they viewed it. I don't.
Okay.
Because what you're saying, that doesn't make sense. I think that's a bad person,
It does
so
when you
I don't
don't
want
look
them
at
there.
exclusively
I
the
think that
worst
person's
cases of
too
it.
dark. I think their eyes too chinked. I think I don't like their bazooka or whatever the fuck they call it in their head. That's the same thing. Whether it's on a smaller scale, on a bigger scale.
No, it's not.
What you're saying about gatekeeping and stopping somebody from entering because you don't want to have that energy mess is the same. That's the same thing.
Allow someone that
it's
you
not.
don't trust into your home?
No, nobody would.
So you're keeping the lock.
Nobody would.
So you're keeping your gate up.
So in a way, that is gatekeeping. If going based off what you're saying,
And then to go
What's
to
the definition of gatekeeping?
And then to go to the
I don't know
extreme.
what the actual definition
there has to be a definition.
But then
of gatekeeping.
if we want to take that example, what you just said,
define gatekeeping
to the same extreme level that you did,
gotta
the same
define
scale,
gatekeeping.
then you get to borders.
No, we gotta define the
Define
real
gatekeeping.
definition of gatekeeping. Because
And
right
to be
now-
fair, to be completely fair, this might also be a situation where we're using the wrong words to argue our point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because right now what you're saying,
it involves individuals or groups acting as gatekeepers who decide what is allowed in or out. Here's a breakdown of what that can entail: controlling access to information. This is often seen in media, where editors, journalists, or platforms decide which stories are published, broadcast, or promoted, thus shaping public perception, limiting resources
So-
or opportunities.
media's perception is black people are dangerous, black people are the devil. That's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, where you think that gatekeeping, but no matter what you do with gatekeeping, unfortunately, the extremists,
It's not going to lead to all instances of gatekeeping don't lead to genocide.
History can literally say otherwise.
This is a
History
slippery.
Nobody's
say
committing
otherwise.
genocide because I called the guy who didn't know how to play hunting horn correctly in
this is a
Monster Hunter 4
slippery
Ultimate
slope
a fucking retard.
mentality, I
And
feel
that he
like.
should delete the game and stop
but do you
playing.
see why I'm questioning?
Nobody's committing genocide over me having done that. That's gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping in a game that is where it's necessary for people at a certain level to know how to play it for everybody to have a good time. And these people are trying to play it and not learn how to play it properly, and it's ruining everybody else's good time because they're not taking the efforts to do it properly. And those people deserve to get filtered out.
Okay, hold on. Let me say this real quick. I will say
No genocide necessary.
I will say that there is
Just some racist
gatekeeping,
pejoratives.
and then there is when it's primarily focused against a race, then it is racism. But if you are gatekeeping just against general people who just seem like general assholes or not, are someone that seems like they're just trying to get in so they can destroy from within or something.
And this is why,
or impose their own will or vision on something that it's not meant to be that.
And this is why I said earlier at the start of this that I said a certain level, a certain type of gatekeeping is good.
Nuance is important.
And then extreme levels of it obviously become.
But like I said, I think the
bad.
problem is I'm talking to a bunch of intelligent, emotionally intelligent men.
The argument
right?
could be made.
as where most men with
I'm just
power and that have power, as history has shown, they gatekeep in a more extremist way. We can agree to that.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
We can also agree
Because
to our generation being different.
But that's what I was getting at. I think our generation is screaming for not what we know has been the gatekeeping format that we've seen, and obviously
A restructuring,
a restructuring of how we do it. Because I just feel like the definition, defined version of gatekeeping that we've seen for most of our lives and throughout most of history has ended terribly, to where our generation now is like, okay, y'all.
So
that's why we're seeing to protect your peace.
But that's because the ends of what it's like you're maintaining a culture through the gatekeeping that the people in power are trying to maintain a culture, and most people now are just realizing that that culture isn't in their best interest. But that doesn't mean this is very much like our guns evil because they kill people situation. When no, you can, like I do, own a gun for self-defense, or you can buy a gun with intent to fucking kill as many people as possible. But it's not the gun itself; it is how it is used.
But it was because of the gatekeeping format that you were able to come up in, as where our older predecessors, the gatekeeping that they had was very fire, trigger first, go to war, go fight. You fight for the things you want. And I'm, once again, because I'm on your side, I understand what you're saying and I understand exactly what y'all are saying and what format of gatekeeping you're speaking of. I'm just saying, but has that really done us any favors as far as anything? Because for our generation, we really, if you think about it, the gatekeeping's kind of been off.
I think it's done a lot more favors than you're giving it credit for, because it's far more easy to focus on the negative things that it's contributed to society than the positives.
I think it does provide us
the positives are often taken for granted, and the negatives are often focused on.
We don't have a gatekeep anymore because we have the internet.
We still have merit. At the end of the day, merit is still around, and there is natural order that still has some amount of
into
sway.
a police building and then go to their evidence locker.
But what I'm referring to is, if we think about media for our grandparents, they had a radio and a box and the newspaper. They're quote unquote three reliable, what we're calling the reliable source of how to live their life.
You're about to lead into why I think it's
God in general.
Good that not the gatekeeping part, but that gatekeeping has shifted from institutional to social.
No, but what I'm saying is but do you really
because I think it's bad for all the information channels to be three or four.
Those three, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's good either.
But what I'm getting at is,
the reason
do we really think that it's existing still? Because that veil has kind of been lifted.
Well, the reason the gatekeeping was created, I think, at least,
because there was a gate that needed to be kept.
Because there's a hierarchy, and the hierarchy wanted to keep the peasantry, I guess, sustained, but also stupid enough to keep following them,
which is terrible.
Happened widespread in America because there's a lot of just not true history, and then also schools that don't give proper education. Unless you're going to a private school, public schools generally aren't going to give you the best education you can get in America. Well, maybe the best education you can get in America, but it's not equivalent to what you could get in another nation.
And whose fault is that?
That is the hierarchy. And I agree that is gatekeeping. That is them gatekeeping the information. But I do feel as though
that doesn't mean that gatekeeping itself is
or not even as America progresses, as technology has advanced, it's kind of stepped on America's toes in a sense, because we are able to get information. And I do agree that a structure change is necessary, but I think that we are already seeing that structure changing.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it with this, just because I do have to go at some point here, because I'm already way past how long I need to be out here, but because I totally agree.
We appreciate you being here.
Also, I really appreciate the gate calming conversation. I was not expecting this. Was a really cool segue. This is
started out.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really enjoying this. I'm kind of mad that I have to go, but because this just kicked off. Which, we'll be able to pick it up and we'll be able to reach back to that topic. I think it's a really good one. You're moving.
My what?
Is someone moving? Who's supposed to be moving? Is someone moving away?
Tentatively.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, moving. I thought you said my movie. I'm like,
no,
huh?
no.
Yeah.
Get a movie.
Congrats. That's is it for work? Is it
For opportunity.
okay? No, valid. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to actually speak to y'all before because I we could talk about gatekeeping all day, but I haven't been able to really get to podcast and chat with these fine gentlemen here that have brought me in. Well, what the hell? That's awesome. What area? What area are you gonna be at?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Word. Are you still gonna do podcasting while you're
Potentially?
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Word. Okay. No,
I'm gonna make him. So yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be
okay. So you would just do it like
extension of-
like a remote. Like okay.
It'll
No.
be a
Okay. Okay.
screen
We've done a few
above
remote
our
ones
heads.
already, so we know it works.
Nice. You have like friends, a family in Pitts, or
Yeah, I'd be moving up there with a friend of mine, and a couple of other friends also from here would be moving up with me.
oh fuck yeah! Wow, that's lit.
Pittsburgh.
That's
exciting.
fucking lit,
And
bro.
he said tentatively, so it's a
It's a little up in the air
Up in
whether
the
or
air,
not it's happening
but-
at the moment. There's some shakeups happening, but that's the ultimate goal.
Nice.
I intend if the stars align, it works out. I intend to hopefully accompany him for that trip over there to
Facts.
visit,
No, right.
which would be really cool for me also because I have not traveled that much, like outside of Florida.
Well, I strongly suggest you do
Was
that.
this a new
Yeah, I'd like
conversation,
to.
or was this meant to be a tangent off of the gatekeeping conversation?
I wanted to, because I have to leave here soon, so
Yeah.
I wanted to be able
That's
to
why I was
actually
wondering if that
have.
You
was
wanted
a
to
final,
bring
a
it-
final
you wanted
point
to
you were
bring it
trying
down.
to make, or a whole new conversation, because it could be a whole new
final
conversation.
point, I totally understand
You
the
gatekeep in Pittsburgh
the
from us?
structure. The structure, I totally agree with
Yeah,
y'all.
why didn't you
and
invite
the
us to come to
gatekeeping
Pittsburgh?
structure,
Yeah.
it should change.
Hey, you know.
I just feel like because of all of our examples of how people have definitely abused and used the gatekeeping quality, it would just still end how it's come back to right now.
Can we agree? Can we end it on this part? Can we agree that no matter whether it's right or wrong, gatekeeping just exists as a fact of life, and it takes different forms, and we have to
Yeah.
learn how to maneuver around it
Yeah,
There's a
that's what
balance.
I totally think.
Or
it's still,
utilize it towards
or utilize it?
the ends that you feel are right.
which
Everyone
everyone
There's a
feels like they're
balance.
right. That's the problem.
which is why I think
And that's
gatekeeping.
what merit and is
Back
all
to your
about.
gun example, gatekeeping is a fact and is a tool. Whether you use it for
Oh,
right
yeah.
or wrong is up to you.
I 100% agree with y'all on that. For sure. For 1,000%.
There you go.
1,000%. But I just sorry, man. I
Destroy
had to pick your brain.
gatekeeping.
I had to figure out, if your thoughts on you moving away and
You should tell them
everything
about
having-
your new instrument.
Destroy
Yeah.
the universe.
Well, I'll talk
This man's
about it more
obsessed
on my
with destroying the
dedicated
universe.
episode, that and the move, depending on wherever that is or what position that's in. By the time we actually get around to recording my episode.
Right.
But were you here the last time that I brought it in, my Davina?
No.
No.
Yeah, I've got this, it's a shout out to Soma Sound Machines. They developed this like 2-string. I don't even really know exactly how to describe it, but it's like a 2-string instrument. It's like a little cross of wood with a neodymium like magnet pickup,
Okay.
rather than like a traditional guitar pickup. It's just like a magnet that like captures and transforms like the resonances of the strings as they're vibrating in its magnetic field, and has a very like unique and sort of eerie like tone to it.
Okay.
And it sounds really nice. And I got a what did you want to know about it exactly? I mean, I just got it recently for the sake
It
of
was
having.
just a cool new thing. I wanted
That's
you to
fire.
talk about it.
Well, I got it for the intent of actually having an instrument to play while I'm up there pressing buttons on my fancy little boxes on stage. Because like the whole reason I got into the end of the live hardware end of making electronic music and performing it in the first place is because I wanted to do more than. I wanted to explore more than just the curative art of DJing, and like as a music producer, I wanted to, yeah, exactly. I wanted to produce the music, which a lot of DJs do. And this isn't anything against DJing or whatever, what have you. But like, I personally just wanted to do something more
Just a different
interesting to me, like personally.
Yeah.
And like I kind of ran to this hole or this wall, with making music on this hardware, and performing it out live, to where I found myself in the same situation that I did when I was DJing, where I am kind of pre-programming out to a certain degree, like what all of this music is, and it's all original music, which is cool. But there is a lot of me just staring at the boxes, watching it play the music out while I just kind of like, and twist my knob.
Because you're
and,
twisting,
twist a filter knob once in a while.
Most DJs, it's like pre-made mixes.
Well, I mean, not even to that end, but you're playing pre-made music.
It's pre-made.
Whereas like there wasn't. I got to a certain point where I felt comfortable playing music that was all original, but then I still kind of hit the same wall where it's like the stuff is still all playing it out for me, and so that's kind of led me to veering more into an improvisational angle of things, and to where like I know this stuff well enough to where I can drum up more stuff live and that actually sounds good and cohesive. And now with the Divina, I have an actual instrument that I can play on top of this stuff going on, that so I can actively kind of take part in the ensemble rather than just being my dude waving my proverbial stick.
Yeah. Would you say you do what style? I mean, would you say you're versatile and you do like play with it with like all styles of music, or would it be more house sounding? Like what? Where would your genre of your instrument?
I don't really have a set genre specifically, in the least condescending and like pretentious way possible. But just genuinely, I just make whatever I feel like making, whatever sounds cool.
Well, you were saying
or if I'm making it for a show,
like. Could you play your instrument along with like a song that's like already?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
seems like there's a lot of possibilities with that instrument because of the nature of it plugging into other things.
Exactly.
So
and not necessarily at the level that I'm at with it now. Where I'm at with it now, I can process the tone of it, and get it to sound really cool and add a lot of like nice ethereal layers to what I'm playing. But I haven't put enough practice into it just yet to where I can like play a lot of like more intricate stuff, or jam with a band necessary, but I hope to get there at some point.
Speaking of your music,
awesome.
I feel as though, like, I know I've always felt this, like you were saying that you don't play to a specific genre. I feel like when you make your music is literally speaking, that is like you communicating how you feel truly into sound, and
turning your synapses into sound waves.
Well, and that's another thing too, and another reason why I don't like locking myself into any kind of like particular bounds of genre is because I've always kind of viewed my creative process as one of like channeling and divination more so than active practice. So where it's like the practice comes in the development of my knowledge of the media through which I am, creating the song, whether that's Ableton or my hardware or now the Divina. But the artistic expression comes through how that practice manifests in the kind of unconscious creative process of literally just making stuff for the sake of making it, and then listening back to it like a month later and realizing what I had made way after the fact of having made it. And whereas in the moment, I feel like if I apply too much meaning or pretense into the work while I'm building it, it feels ingenuine. Versus if I just create something with a certain, like while I'm in a certain headspace,
almost like you're forcing yourself to feel a certain way to create something rather than just creating at your baseline.
Exactly. And so that's why I feel it, and I refer to this in a lot of my music. That's why I say like it's channeling, as opposed like what I'm creating is more so something that I am like tapping into and making manifest, as opposed to something that I am like actively creating with intent to communicate or express something specifically. And then in the future, when you go and listen back,
you're like, oh, that dude was, I know what that dude was feeling.
Yeah.
It's like a different you.
Or I know what I was feeling. Exactly. And that like my first,
you get to view it, listen to it later as if it's like third person. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
In the future.
No, I understand. After my breakup, I went right into the studio and started writing again, just because it helped me get a lot of that emotion out quicker. And I haven't been back in the studio since, just because I personally think to make good music, you have to emotionally, the best work, and history has shown this isn't just me saying it, but some of the best sounds from artists have come from their like darkest times in their lives normally. And
You had a similar.
I can definitely speak on
point,
that.
actually.
Yeah, and so I understand your connection to music and how you found that. That's incredible, man.
yeah.
Don't know how it's gonna work or whether it is gonna work, but I wanted an opportunity to hear your piece. Because he was telling me that it was you potentially leaving, and I was like, oh, well, we gotta make sure we podcast soon, like especially with you here, because I enjoyed the first one when he said.
I mean, we can record more of a me focused than a you focused episode eventually.
I mean,
you can be on it.
I mean, but this was kind of good reconnecting because I mean, you obviously came back.
We're both working a lot.
When we were talking about the
All
Avatar.
four of us are working a lot.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of time to
I don't get a lot of free
Busy
time. Like,
guys.
I wish I had more time to just pull up and chat and shoot the shit how we did when we first started. But I can't now. And it's
Do you remember
crazy.
the first episode you were on where
Dude, we was in the garage, man.
in the garage and I barely talked to you because you guys were talking sports?
and they weren't even supposed to be there, right? Didn't they just show up? Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
they were kind of last minute.
Yeah.
Gunner this was with Gunner and Cody. And Gunner was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Cody was a last minute addition.
Yeah.
Another person was supposed to be there and didn't.
Right.
So basically, one person was supposed to be there, another person swapped.
Yeah. And I think we ended up talking about, we did sports and some music. We talked about music for a little bit.
I don't really fully recall.
Yeah, it was still good.
Funny.
Like, it's still funny either way.
Yeah.
Because I think we're smoking that thing too.
Yeah, of course we were.
Definitely having
course
fucking
we
much.
Yeah,
in the
my
garage.
garage.
Yeah, I was
Classic box thoughts.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
About
Just before COVID or after COVID?
During? It may have been during.
I think it was during COVID.
So I'll say this too, and I'm sorry that I don't know the order, but you and Ty Jesus were two of my very first guests.
Who?
Ty Jesus.
Shout out to Ty Jesus, Mirrored Minds.
You don't know
Collective.
Ty Jesus, bro? Oh, you crazy? You gotta pick up the word, bro. You gotta find Jesus.
How you spell it?
Ty, Thai, Jesus.
Yeah.
Pete.
I thought, I always think, you're right. Ty has an H in it. It's just silent.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just TAI.
No, Ty Jesus. He's a good friend of ours. He's a
We're all
DJ.
going out for some Thai food.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Him and his boys have a collective called Mirrored Minds. They just did one of their Flow State events this was that Friday.
It's fucking
Nice.
sick.
You got to come out to one of those.
Mhm.
Those are fire. You
Brother,
would enjoy
I work.
I know, but
yeah. Bro, I'm trying to figure out the next vacation that I'm going to take. But then a part of me is also like calculating up all of my like funds and how well I'm doing this year. And I kind of want to just hustle and work as hard as I can so that I can go take a break at like the beginning of next year.
Just don't burn yourself out.
Well, yeah, trust me, I do my best not to. I mean, I do my best. Guys, I have a bad back and everything too, fam. So like thinking about like my rest days and like how often I sleep, because it's hard. Like I have to go to bed at like the last second. Like if I nap during the day, that'd ruin me. I'll freaking dude, it's awful. Like I don't wish back problems on anybody. If you have back problems before the age of 30, I'm sorry.
That's even more of a reason to make sure you take your vacation.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I'm right now. The goal is to go out. I have family from Germany. I mean, they're gonna come in. Which shout out Germany. I do love Germans. My family they're coming in post
a certain time frame.
But no, my German family's actually coming in. I'm excited to see them. They actually my one cousin Sven, he did he's the reason why you see all these Aldis in this area.
Oh, word.
He just signed like $1 billion check over to the US to build a bunch more. Yeah. I love
Aldi's nuts. No, I'm just kidding. I fuck with Aldi's. I really fuck with Aldi. Actually, my mom shops there. I shop there.
Is a
Bro, I hit somebody with
segment
I love
That's-
their gatekeeping with the shopping
that
carts
we
with
are
the
bringing out
quarters.
now.
I'm a big fan of
nuts.
that.
I was just.
Is it gatekeeping or is it making sure that they get their fucking
That's
cards
so
back,
crazy
dog?
to make that I don't know if I told you about this, but I just got into my rare
what?
annual
It's
argument.
gatekeeping.
My annual I just choose somebody in the comment section of a video to get into a big fuck off argument with.
Your
and
annual?
I just did that.
Is
That's
this
actually,
like
I
on
feel
your
like that's pretty
calendar
healthy.
every
I feel like
year?
that's kind of healthy.
Yeah, I can't you gotta keep doing
abstain
it
for
just
the whole
once.
year
Yes.
except for one exception.
And I fucking sicked my ass on this
smacked on
bitch. It was some girl who or person, I don't know what the fuck. Some person who
Pride Month.
The video was about gatekeeping, and I went in there and I spoke my piece on the validity of gatekeeping. And this person came out the gate with, well, when I was a little child, I wanted to play this TTRPG with a bunch of boys, and they said, no, we don't want to play with you because you're a girl, and it really, and then they didn't get punished for it. It really upset me and fucked me up for the entire rest of my life. And I'm like, well,
you're weak. I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, let me not.
On God, you're fucking weak.
I'm gonna say, listen.
Like,
there's things that can mold a person, but I'm with you in the sense of like that. Like,
how old are you now to be bringing this up?
Are you from a 2-parent dynamic, or are you
right? Like, and it got to the point where like I tried to have like a reasonable conversation with this person, but she was just coming at it from such a point of, it was one of those situations where it was her and then this other person chimed in, and they were all ratioing the fuck out of me. Like I was not in home field on this video. This was a very safe space, like that I was invading.
Was this Reddit?
No, it was a YouTube conversation. Yeah. But the reason I think that it's hilarious that you made that joke is because I ended up getting shadow banned or blocked from commenting in there after making my final point. And at the end of it, I would say you would definitely understand this better if you followed at all what happened to Aldi's recently. To which she didn't respond to at all. In her response to what I said, she didn't make any allusion to the Aldi's comment.
You just replied with
Aldi's nuts. And then I got banned.
What a great cherry on top.
Right?
That's amazing.
I got screenshots I can show you later, but
please
it's
show me this later.
It was brilliant.
I just want to end it on this note because I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for having me back on here. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate y'all breaking down my One Piece soliloquy and how I was feeling about that, because I know that was crazy as hell. If you thought I just hated or didn't enjoy it at all, which is not true.
One Piece anime, yes. Manga,
the manga is fucking amazing. I don't.
I recommend finishing Attack on Titan though, for sure.
Oh, Attack on Titan. Okay.
Have you heard the good word?
I got my sisters into anime, which made me really happy. Because I thought I'd be the only one in my family, me and my brother being the only two to like watch anything related to it. But my younger sister, she fell in love with Attack on Titan and like all of the other mangas, and because she reads it, she reads the Korean, she reads the which shout out to the Korean manga. What's the animation
really
company? Funimation
off,
Entertainment. What's the fucking name of that? They need to be worried, man. China and Korea out here right now. They got some serious work out right now. Listen, I'm be real.
They just need to plug that brilliant Sakuga into some plots that are actually compelling.
Yeah.
So that it's more than just clip farming for
us. I mean, it's annoying. Like I'm gonna be real. On some of the work I'm seeing, I'm like, damn.
But the plots themselves and the narratives and the characters are literally just copy paste of better stuff done before them.
Yeah. I mean, it's what it is.
And everybody knows that the only reason that their fucking animation is so clean is because they have more efficient and strict sweatshop, animation studios than Korea and Japan does.
Of animation.
So it's not even like artistic intent or like passion.
Or
it's
passion.
literally
I
they're
need
just getting
this
whipped
level
harder.
of animation on the next season of Invincible.
I mean, for real, they gave Buddy 2 eyes and then no eye in the same sequence, and it was the final episode of the season. I'm like, yeah, wait. I'm like, and then the backdrop of the city looked dead ass looked like something I'd use in my it looked like something I'd use in my report from my teacher.
Some
for my iMovie
default shit.
I was a little disappointed in that, but I also think it's because Invincible, they didn't think Invincible was gonna. It's the same thing that happened with The Boys. They didn't think that any of these shows off Amazon were going to pop off with people.
But they already got a game for Invincible coming out.
Trash.
That looks interesting to me. I might play that shit.
Terrible. I'm tired.
It's probably gonna be
Give me a Superman game.
It's gonna be another jump.
Give me a Superman game. I don't care. I don't care about anything else. Give me a Superman game. God damn it. We done had the Man of Steel. We got it. James Gunn done took over the Superman series. DC's done restarted 4 different fucking ways. We don't have one good Superman game, and we got a real engine. Look at GTA 6 can put out a game 4 years after the fact that they said they're gonna fucking release it, and we're still waiting for it. I'm gonna wait for the Superman game. I want a Superman game. I want a Superman game. He deserves a game. Don't tell me we can't give him people to fight and things to do to hurt us.
This uncultured Philistine has obviously never played Superman 64 before.
Listen,
one of the greatest pieces of media ever blessed upon
Superman
us.
Returns the game too.
we all played it. We all played it where he had fists that looked like little rocks. I'm over it though. We need something new.
I can't take a Superman game serious. That's the problem.
We can take Batman serious.
Yeah.
We can take the man who literally has no ability.
I can't take the fact that
if you put me in a game as Superman and you tell me this guy's punching me and it's hurting me, I don't. If I'm fighting criminals with guns,
yellow kryptonite hurts. He
so
can get
everybody's
hurt.
gonna have kryptonite.
But strong villains are still strong fucking villains. He can't even go against magic. Don't fucking say this stuff things to fucking hurt Superman.
If they make me Superman and I can't fly to the other side of the planet, then the moon,
you're
then
asking
back,
for too much.
Then I can't take it
Spider-Man's not webbing all the way across the fucking state. Fuck out of here.
He stays in New York City.
Spider-Man's a New York character, though.
That's all he does.
And Superman stays in fucking Metropolis. What
No, he don't. He literally
any game designer in the world could tell you why making a Superman game, a good Superman game, is damn near fucking impossible. Yeah. How do you make a game?
You give me I want 3 areas. You let me fly to the moon. You let me fly to the fucking Justice League Tower, and you let me fly back to fucking Metropolis and go to Gotham. Listen, stop acting like you haven't played a fucking game where you're in the same fucking map.
To run around in a God mode sandbox.
Yeah, basically that would. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's a boring ass game.
I can't take dying as
Superman is compelling. Superman isn't compelling because his powers are cool. He's compelling because of his character and how his character contrasts with the powers that he's given and the position that puts him in.
You see what happens when you upgraded society for these fucks?
If you have a
they want a game where you can fly around the whole fucking globe.
No.
You want a character.
Hold on.
You want a video game for a character that can do that.
We don't want that.
You fly around the whole globe. We don't have an Iron Man game like that. Thor,
we don't even have the whole good Iron Man game too. That's facts.
Listen. All I'm saying is, I will be grateful for the Metropolis City and getting to fight fucking Metropolis. Let's not.
Shout out those fucking waveforms on the laptop, by the way.
But tell me you're not gonna slam the fucking counter the first time you die as Superman. You're like, fuck. Why did Superman die?
Because kryptonite hurts.
But he don't got kryptonite.
No. Hold on. If they made a Justice League game,
what if some random goon doesn't have kryptonite?
If they made a Justice League game, right, and you swap through all the different members of the Justice League, and you're like in moments
want
where
that. The Green Lantern sucks.
All right,
fucking they have an
Flash.
They did. But I'm talking about like a single player
Wonder
game
Woman
where you end
and
up
Superman are all we need
between them at different points,
like GTA style. You swap between them.
And then when you swap to Superman, it's because it's some Superman level shit. So you playing as Batman for Batman level shit.
We're putting
then you put Superman in when it's like Doomsday shows up or some shit, and it's like a badass. Like you feel like Superman when they put you in that scene.
I follow what you're saying. I can follow that.
Because if you let me play Superman the whole game
creators,
if you want to play a Superman
game creators of the world,
I'm not taking
you want to play a fucking Superman video game, play creative mode Minecraft.
If I can swing around Manhattan as Superman for 20 freaking hours, 30 hours, however long it takes, I can be in Metropolis, be grateful to fly to let's fly to us, what's it called? The Justice of fucking whatever, his goddamn, let's fly to the Justice Hall. Listen, we have to put a limitation on it at some point, though. Flying north to the Justice Hall is one thing out of Metropolis. Going to Gotham, that's reasonable. Going to the Justice League Tower, flying straight up to the fucking space, that's reasonable. Flying to Africa, flying to South America, flying to the water to feel the oil spill. You can do that in Metropolis. We can have a little ocean scene off of this fucking cut. Let's just stop being unreal. Let's stop acting like you need to see the Eiffel Tower in the fucking Superman game.
No Man's Sky.
They're going to make it unreal,
though. They got plenty planets that are literal whole planets. We could have that technology for a Superman game.
You know they're going to make it in Unreal, right? They have to be Unreal.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
And it's going to run like dog shit.
And we're like dog shit if we're asking for a whole fucking Earth to be fucking used as a goddamn
I need the whole Earth. If I'm playing Superman and I don't got the whole Earth, what am I fucking doing? I ain't
What's the point?
Superman.
Deadass, what's the
I
point?
ain't
You're getting mad.
Superman.
You're getting mad at us. You're the one who wants the fucking Superman game. We're just telling you that is logistically damn near impossible.
And the Superman game you want exists, but you don't like it.
Because to the extent that we're not giving Superman the whole world.
Okay, to be fair though, to be fair on Nemo's side, there's a million Call of Duties and there's not that many Superman games.
That is true.
Because we're talking about dudes with guns, not fucking literal God mode invincible super people.
I know that they have because they have said that they've tried. They said that they tried to make a Wonder Woman. They said they tried with a Justice League game, and all of that shit ended up being Suicide Squad.
Facts. Listen, but I still want to enjoy it. So listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a DC. I like DC. I like the detective-based comics. I think DC does a really good job with that, and I enjoy the way they do it.
Why are they rebooting Superman for the 5th time?
I mean, they just had Wonder Woman just recreated a whole new universe. I think James Gunn's gonna do a great job.
I love
Wonder Woman so the whole universe got destroyed because after the apocalypse, War of Apocalypse, what's his name? Dr. Constantine, the Constantine motherfucker. He put death on top of Flash. So when Flash ran back to the past, he killed Doomsday and a bunch of other people on his way because he didn't know they had death on him. And he killed Darkseid as a baby. And then in terms that created a negative multiverse. So then they literally had matter after them and trying to destroy all of their realities. And so like all the Superman shows and all the stuff you've been seeing come out in the last like 5 years just all got erased. And then even our reality of Batman and stuff like that we grew up with, that got
animated
erased.
Universe
that got erased. So like, yeah.
I have it on DVD. It's not erased.
So what happened is
still there.
Essentially, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
What they did was get rid of the multiverse and made one universe where everybody will exist. They won't remember anybody that wanted to exist in that universe would exist.
Didn't they already do this in the Alan Moore run of Swamp Thing?
Yeah, but this was just what they did in the animated.
Like literally,
but this was
like
on a much bigger scale.
This was beyond like even Darkseid, where he literally tapped into like the primordial forces of good and evil, and like spoke to them through fucking plant language and got them to like shake hands and like remesh.
This was on a much bigger scale.
This was on Justice League.
That's as big a scale as is possible.
No,
what do you mean?
Crisis on Infinite Earths was. It
was like it had the Justice League from Justice League Unlimited and everything. It had the Batman. It had Batman Beyond.
It had our Batman. It had Batman Beyond.
It Batmans from like
it was
like
literally
a whole
what we grew up
thing.
with. Our whole childhoods Batmans that we'd seen, and like
so they basically said all of those
canon.
Are from that. Yeah, they said they're all canon, and now this new universe that they're making is
whole
brand
new canon, basically
brand new canon. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be now
and
they're on what's
the DC.
They're on the Supreme Earth. What do they call it after Wonder Woman started the new reality? They called it it's gonna be it's Prime, the Prime Earth now. Now we're at Earth 1.
So this happened in a movie or in a comic?
It's a comic.
It's a comic, but then they made the
specific event.
They animated it. Yeah, it was a specific event. And so Wonder Woman had to sacrifice her immortality to create this.
It up.
New, but the Spectre's still around.
And so
the Spectre.
So wait. So
the only person that
are they
decided
doing
not
the
to
thing
go
now?
Question.
After that event with this
Question and Constantine stayed too.
Oh, Constantine stayed?
Yeah, he didn't go.
With this reset thing now, are you now telling me that all the DC stuff is all one canon, like across different media?
Everything after this recent,
not
like comics and movies
comics.
and shows are all connected or separate things?
Essentially, the James Gunn universe is going to be is it at this point because
the start of
he's making a animated universe as well and that is in the same universe as the movie universe that he's making.
Okay.
So
we're now seeing what Marvel's been doing properly, the right way, but
happening for
DC doesn't want to do that.
Marvel did that, but not with the comics though. They were on a whole different thing, right?
They showed Doctor Strange going through an animated realm.
Oh, they've done that in the comics too.
And even in the new X-Men movie, the X-Men movie coincides with all the multiverse shit that's happening. The new X-Men 97. I don't know if you watched it, which was fucking amazing. They fired the fucking director of the X-Men 97 show.
That was
fucking bullshit. You fucking fired him after he gave you an immaculate restart reboot to that whole franchise.
A good reason.
Ridiculous.
What was
I didn't watch any of this.
They didn't have one.
I didn't get a reason.
He wanted more control of the show, and they didn't like that. It's X-Men 97, but it's the restart to the end of the original X-Men that we had when we were kids. So that original, it's literally the pickup point, and it's drawn it's drawn in the same style.
Wow, that's cool.
And they even took a great deal of you ever watched God, what's that animated show with the cop? It used to be on FX.
Animated show with
Punisher?
the cops.
Starts with an A.
I can't think of it, but
with the
I will
cop.
say that
Yeah.
it is a really
Animated show.
It's
It
an
is
A.
really
He's
good.
like a.
I've
I've heard
rewatched
nothing
the
but good things
whole-
about it, but I didn't know it was
American
like a,
Dad?
a
Yeah,
pig
not
that was
American
picking
Dad.
up from the original. That's really cool.
because the
I don't
reason
know
it's
what other
97
show you're talking
is
about.
because
Successor.
that's what was
Oh,
supposed to
man.
continue, but they didn't
Gotcha.
continue it. I literally rewatched all of the X-Men animated series before I watched it, and it literally just like
It picks up.
It picks up.
It
right
picks up. It's
after.
amazing.
It's wild.
It's
Like how,
literally
like-
amazing.
It's
Like what
so
Twin
good.
Peaks did. with
It's
season
literally
3 of Twin
amazing.
Peaks.
It's
I need to. I still haven't even finished season 2 of Twin Peaks. It's so good.
Jersey got me
RG.
watching Twin Peaks.
Never seen that.
Have you ever played the game Deadly
I gotta tell
Premonition?
you,
No.
I am
It's
so
a very
like
cult.
there's so
classic
much
game,
media I've
old.
not
We got two
watched
conversations going now.
both over my life and
we can-
recently.
Actually, real talk, guys. What's the closing point here, though? Real
Now.
talk. Now, listen, this has
Half an
been.
hour ago.
Do you want to do your?
Plug everything you want to plug. That's it.
Hi, y'all. I'm DJ Nemo. I appreciate y'all
Good
letting
luck
me come back
spelling it.
onto this. Yeah, good luck spelling it. That's DJ N3M0. It's just because everyone has DJ Nemo out there. It's not. It's pretty neutral. But my name comes from Captain Nemo, the original submarine diver of the fucking globe. Anyways,
Real shit.
thank you. And if you ever watched League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he was one of my favorite characters in the whole fucking book. Anyways, but he's a real character. He's based on. Anyways,
I don't want to hear shit about Finding Nemo in the comments.
I really hate Finding. I hate that reference. That's where the.
We found him.
That's how you got the fucking Little Mermaid.
I think I even introduced you that way on the first episode you're on.
Like that's literally how you got
found
the Little
him.
Mermaid. That's like how you got the Little Mermaid. It came from Captain. Anyways, thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun. I hope everyone enjoys it, and y'all are great. I can't wait to get back in it again with y'all. We definitely have to do it soon. This
Do
was
it
lit.
again.
This was. I think we had a lot of topics that people could relate to and definitely want to put their 2 cents in on.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Hopefully it's not too, it doesn't sound like we're gargling marbles with how often we were.
I
jumping
just
in.
hope there's not the entire conversation in the comments and stuff is not just only the anime segment. I hope they get deeper than that. I hope they get deeper into the show than
I
that.
hope
I
they
mean,
stay
that's
in
why
the
you clip
anime
farm.
segment.
I mean, that's why we clip farm in 2025.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
we make them. It'll be funny for you to put the funniest part of that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the
The
gatekeeping and
most
people going and
clickbait
chiming in to
part.
get to that, and it's
The
literally
most
like,
rage bait.
the most rage
part.
bait. Oh my god, yo,
Get
it's
all
so
the-
Do you
good.
have any
Cora part in there.
anything coming up you want to promote?
This Friday, I don't know how long, I don't know when you're gonna get this out there.
I don't
know when
either.
you'll have this. But every Friday, Saturday, come out to the Dirty South bar. Shout out Dirty South. You know what I mean? They do a lot of work. Come out to the open mic nights that
Port
Ghost
St.
puts
Lucie- or
on.
Port
Come
St.
out
Lucie,
to the
Stuart,
karaoke
Florida.
nights that Ghost puts on. It's a lot of fun. We're trying to build more of a community outreach here. If you're an artist and you want to perform, please on open mic, come.
Please, yeah.
Come. Please
Dirty
come.
South, open mic.
Come no
Monday
Diddy.
nights.
I didn't even want to get into the no Diddy shit. I just you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you went
Frank-
there.
hey,
You-
hey,
You
this is-
walked
So on
past the
that
door.
Real talk.
You walked
Real
past the
talk.
door and then you
This is the
backed up
last
and
thing.
then walked in.
Ray, it's the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna walk off camera. Don't eat the mac and cheese.
Don't eat the mac and cheese. That's what they say because the
Unless
EP
Dirty South's serving it, then that's probably okay. But because you can trust them. But don't eat mac and cheese.
Don't eat the mac and cheese.
the-
I don't
You
know
know
if you
what?
heard him, but don't eat the mac and cheese.
Don't
at
eat the
Diddy
Diddy
Club.
mac
Don't
and
let
cheese.
man's near your dog or your kid's Christmas presents either.
All right. Well,
All right.
go something else. Out.
We're out, guys.
Goodbye. This is a wave, by the way.
This is a wave. Goodbye. Oh, yeah, that was a wave.
No!
Outed
I
himself.
almost
We
went through a
caught him
whole
on
episode without
4K.
incriminating myself. Fuck.